Whoops, sorry folks. Whoa. Good evening everybody. It's Lynn here, the Go Live Granny, and it's been Halloween. Hello everybody, how are you doing? Let's see how you're getting on. What sort of day have you had? What sort of week have you had? So I'm live streaming here, and it is Sunday the 2nd of November 2025. And it's been quite a busy one for me. I've got my computer in front of me. Sorry, it's making pictures on my it's making shine on my glasses. But I have put the brightness down, so that's the best I can do, I think. So let's have a look. Wait a minute. Let's just see. Hang on, I'm just gonna do that. Wait a minute. Let's see. So are we live? We're not showing live yet. We are live. I can see we've got a viewer in there, but for some reason it's not showing live yet on the computer. Hello, Hazel. Nice to see you, Hazel. So I'm just trying to work out why it's not showing live on here yet. Let's see. Don't know. Let's go. Maybe it's a bit behind the time. I really don't know. It's really strange how all this stuff still confuses me all these years later. But anyway, now I've put my phone in landscape so that you can see all my pretty Halloweeny bits. Hi Tracy. And so I put it that way. I can see the comments, but I really want to read the comments on the computer, because when I've got you that way, I can only see 2 lines of comments. If I do you the other way, I can see more comments, but then you can't see all. Look, I've decorated for you. You think I'd have done my cleaning, wouldn't you? But I got cobwebs and all sorts here. So let's see if it's come up yet. I don't know. I know. Let's refresh it. Let's refresh the page and see if that will work. Oh yes, we've gone live. Wowie, it now is saying it's live. That's good. Let's see. So that's it. So there we are. I can see what's going on here now. That's lovely. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to, can I share it? Yes. Let's see if I can share it. I just want to share to my other pages, to my Go Live Granny. No, I am on my, hi Tracy, both 2 Tracys in, Tracy Harry and Tracy Cool. It's falling down. What's falling down? What is falling down? Is me falling down, or is that falling down, or what is falling down? I didn't get what you meant. So wait a minute. Whoa, something's falling down. Oh yes, my broomstick's falling down. Is that what you meant? My broomstick's back up again. I got 2 broomsticks. So let's see. Wait a minute. Let's just see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get onto my other page. Your decoration has just fallen down behind you. Which this one? Was it that one? Whoa. This one? Look, I crocheted some oh my goodness me. Never mind. It is what it is. Hopeless, isn't it? Never mind. My broomstick might be trying to fly away. I've actually got 2 broomsticks. Look, this is the broomstick I bought when I was at Steampunk. I shall fly away on my broomstick. Except I couldn't find my witch's hat. I've done too much tidying up, and I've tidied some. I had a lovely little. I bought a nice new one of those headbands with the little witch's hat on, and it was lovely. And I've put it away, and I can't find it. And I have a big witch's hat. I have other Halloweeny hats, and I think they're all on top of my wardrobe. And I looked up there, and I thought, you know what? I don't think I better stand on a ladder. I better leave it now. But I found this one in another box, so we're all right. We're Halloweeny, so that will do. But I have my broomstick. But this was a broomstick. Oh, it's got lots of decoration-y bits on it. But this was a broomstick I had years ago. And I remember being so my grandson, same as Tracy, they both have birthdays actually on Halloween. So Tracy, we hope you had a lovely birthday. Of course, we did our singing last week. We can sing again if you want to, because I do have my happy birthday glasses with me, just in case anyone else. Hi Mary, nice to see you in as well. So yes, so I've often been at my daughter's house when it's been Halloween, because it was my grandson's birthday. And I remember being there one Halloween when my granddaughter, who's now 15, and that's the one who I made the lovely red hat for the other day, the red beanie hat you might have seen me make, when she was quite small, and she got hold of this broomstick, and she might have been about 6. I think she was about 6, and she got hold of this broomstick, and she was dressed up as a witch, and she put this between her legs and went flying, and it looked so funny. It really looked like the way we took the pictures and the video, it really looked like she was actually flying on the broomstick. Well, that's quite old then, that broomstick, because I had it. So I've had it for at least 9 years, that one. This one I just bought at Steampunk recently. And maybe I ought to clean up these cobwebs. I don't know how well you can see the cobweb. I bought some cobwebby stuff, and then when I went to try and put it all over here, it stuck to my fingers. It was catching on my fingers, so it wasn't a very good job. I tried hard, 10 out of 10 for effort, 1 out of 10 for effect, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Anyway, we are here Sunday evening, time for catch up. So this was something I crocheted previously, in previous years, and that I crocheted some bunting there, made some crochet there, and then you had a lovely day. Tracy's had a lovely day. Her cousin was due a baby on the 24th of October, and he was actually born on your birthday. Oh, wow, what a nice present. Excellent. So, oops, hang on. Now, I've got myself all twisted. Look. Oh, hang on. I'm twisted round. And I'm nearly strangling some. Wait a minute, let me sort myself out. Here we go. So do you like my nice... Oh, hang on. Because I twisted round, it moved. So this is one of those lovely new things that I bought from Bellissima. My nice shiny wrap, look. And I thought, oh, it looks a bit witchy, a bit posh witchy. So... right, so let's have a look and see. Well, I know what I was trying to do. I was trying to share this link to my other Lynn Blackledge page, my personal page. Let's put it over there and see if we get some new people in, from there. Right, whew, I'm a bit hot. I might have to take this off. It's very warm. I've got. I layer up when the weather's like this. I layer up. And then I don't have to have my heating up so high, but I think I've layered up too much. Oh, Heather's just coming in. Wait a minute, let me just post this and then I'll read your comment, Heather. Whew. I think I might have to take this off. Sorry, folks. Look, I am roasting, so I am going to take this off. Whoops. Look, this is my lovely new wrap. Oh, let's take it off. That's it. But I have got witchy black on underneath. And my shiny jumper. This jumper's actually a bit too big for me. It's one I bought last year when I was losing weight. But I have lost a lot more weight since, so it's a bit big. But never mind. Look, this is my lovely wrap. It's a wrap. No, we've only just started. It's not a wrap. Let's put that over there. Right, so how is everybody? It is beautiful, isn't it, Tracy? Wait a minute, I'm just looking. I've got to go back to the comments on here because I can't see them. They're going too fast on there. Wait a minute. Let's see if I can see them here. Wait a minute. Oh. Right, I want to go on there and then I can get the comments over here. Right. Heather said, good evening, you beautiful friend. I couldn't be here last week because we had a family emergency with your husband. I did miss you. Heather. He had surgery Thursday and he's doing well. I'm really pleased that he's doing very well, and I'm sure everybody else is pleased to know that he's doing very well, Heather. So, hopefully he will continue to do well. Yes, beautiful. Thank you. Made me laugh that Halloween is over and I've seen my first Christmas advert on TV today. Absolutely. Well, I've got Christmas stuff over here, so I'll be showing you some Christmas stuff because yes, Halloween, it's all over too fast. But you know, I just thought I know that it's November, but I just thought I'd just do hello Debs. I just thought I would be a bit Halloweeny, but I did try, but I was very, very tired today. I was going to go out today and I decided not to. I went out yesterday and I decided, no, actually pace yourself, Lynn, and just try and rest up. I even tried to have a nap this afternoon, but that didn't work very well either. I tried to nap and then I didn't. So I'm a bit tired and hopefully I'll get a good night's sleep tonight. So let's have a look. Asda about, oh, Tracy's seen the Asda advert about 14 times. Right, oh, I haven't, because I watch BBC. Now, folks, I hope you realise that I am missing the knitting show, the brand new knitting show, because I'm live streaming to you now. I'm missing the knitting show. Thank goodness for Catch Up TV, because I suddenly realised that it was starting at 8 o'clock, this new knitting show. But I thought, do you know what? I'm going to watch it on I'm not going to change the live stream. I watched my Strictly results. I won't say what they are in case anybody hasn't seen the results yet, because I don't want to do a spoiler alert on that one. So now, wait a minute. Oh, so Heather's birthday on Friday. Oh, well, what a good job I did bring the happy birthday glasses then. So right, folks, it's Heather's birthday on Friday. So what we need to do is get some of those emojis in the comments. You know what you have to do. So please, lots of birthday emojis so that then we can sing to Heather, or I can sing to Heather. Whoops, hang on. So did I miss any other comments? I don't think I did. Aha, right. I don't think I did. But it's much easier. Sorry if I'm looking down, but I'm looking at the computer. I've got my laptop in front of me, and actually I can see the comments much better on here than I can up there. So I still don't know how to live stream through my computer. I might need somebody like Tracy's family to help me with that one, because I've got my phone up there, but I'm watching you on the screen. I put the sound off on here, but I can still watch what's going on. Right, so Heather, have you got any things planned for your birthday? Probably, you might not be going too mad if you've got your husband's recovering from surgery. So hopefully you'll all be able to celebrate in some way, even if it's in maybe a low key way. So that would be good. Tracy's putting some emojis in. Elizabeth's watching in. Nice to see you coming in, Elizabeth. So that's good. Right, so here we go. So in a minute, I'll get the birthday. I put the birthday glasses on. Now, and now I can't read anything, of course. Happy nearly birthday, Heather says. I'm going to take them off for a minute. I'll put them on when I do the singing. I can't read with them on. Vivian's watching in. Nice to see you, Vivian. Let's see. Yes, Elizabeth's come in there. And Tracy Arian saying happy birthday, Heather. So we have the birthday people here. No, the birthday wishes. The people doing their birthday wishes. Heather's Hazel's put some emojis in. Nothing planned. Your husband is recovering. Yes, of course. So maybe you can have a deferred birth. Maybe you can have an elastic birthday, so it can go on after when he's recovered. Maybe you can celebrate, then. But we hope you have a lovely day on Friday, Heather. Tracy's putting loads of emojis in there. Vivian saying hello. Elizabeth saying happy birthday, Heather. And Elizabeth saying it's her daughter's birthday on the 6th of November. Remind me of your daughter's name, Elizabeth, and we can sing to Elizabeth, your daughter, and we can sing to Heather in a minute. Oh dear, my voice is going croaky. Perhaps I had better get a drink before I sing, because otherwise my voice might be too croaky. Thank you for the hearts. Those people sending lots of hearts. It's very encouraging. Thank you, folks. Right, I'm having some Pepsi Max, which of course is okay for Slimming World, because it's got no added sugar. So that's good. I gave some I gave some fizz away. I seem to have a couple of bottles of fizz that were not good for Slimming World. So I gave them to my neighbours because the lads next door but one, they love that sort of thing. So I gave them away. So there we go. I didn't actually go to Slimming World on Thursday. I was really tired. I'd been out. What had I done? I'd done something. Oh, I know. I went into town to post my grandson's birthday card. I know I was a bit late. His birthday was on Friday, and I'm sure it hasn't arrived. It'll probably take about a week to get there. And oh yes, and I had shenanigans. You wouldn't believe it, would you, that I had shenanigans? Even just going on the bus to post a card and come back again. That's all I was going to do. So I had shenanigans. I was indoors and I was watching the bus, the app on the bus. I'd made his card. You know, I'd made him he was having a new bike for his birthday, so I made him a birthday card with a bike on it. You know, a racing bike and whatever it is. I don't know if it's a racing bike or what it is, but that's what I made. Heather saying happy birthday to Elizabeth's daughter. Excellent, that's lovely. All the birthday wishes going back and forth. So on Thursday, I'd been a bit slow making this card. I was really quite tired. I was also making Tracy's card, but I've still got Tracy's card because Tracy and I haven't seen each other, and I've got a present for Tracy as well. So I thought, well, we'll catch up. Anyway, we might catch up tomorrow because I happen to be going to East Cowes for something tomorrow. And Tracy lives in East Cowes, so if she can intercept me when she's coming on her way home, then, you know, hopefully she will get her present and her card. I won't show you her card because she hasn't seen it yet, so that wouldn't be fair for me to show it on here before she's actually seen it. But I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed making the cards. So, yes, so I made the card, and I was a bit slow doing it, and so it was sort of towards the end of the day, and I thought, well, I need to go. And I thought the post went... The post used to go somewhere like 5:45 or 5:30 or something down in Ryde. Oh, what a silly idea to assume that was the same now, wasn't it? Because I haven't posted anything down there for a while. So near me, I didn't necessarily want to go down into Ryde, but near me there's a Binstead post office. And I thought, well, I could walk to that. It's a bit of a walk, but it would be nice. It was a nice day. So I thought I'll walk to the post office. But I couldn't find out what time the post went there. And it's only like a sub-post office. So I thought, I bet the post that doesn't go late there. I bet I will miss it if I go that way. So I decided, I tried to ring, but what a stupid idea. You know, there's a phone number on there that says it's the Binstead post office down there. And then you ring and ring and ring and ring and ring and ring and ring, 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 and nobody answers. So what's the point of putting a phone number there if nobody's going to answer? That's a bit crazy. No, I didn't crochet this. Some people who used to be part of my community, they crocheted it for me. But they're not, you know, they're not watching anymore, but they watched a long time. That was a family of 3 of them watching from Devon, and that was one of the things that they very kindly sent to me. And of course in my colours. I crocheted this. Anyway, so you just found out how to go live on your laptop, and I will message you privately after and explain the process. Thank you, Tracy. Now, you see, why didn't I guess that you might work it out very quickly, like you always do? Well done, Tracy. Thank you. So let's just... Sorry, got to scroll here. Deb says it's very hard to buy lemonade with sugar. For when your diabetic loss hits you, you can only find Coke. Oh, right, okay. All right, so whereas I go for the one without the sugar because of the Slimming World, but if you need the sugar hit, yeah, oh dear. Oh, right. That's a bit tricky, isn't it? All sorts of things happen, and you think, I wonder why that happens, and, you know, who are we to reason why what the answer is? Anyway, but I did think it was crazy that when you ring the post office, they don't, and there's no information online. You know, there's information about the post office, you know, where it is and its opening times, but it does not it doesn't say what time the posts go. Wouldn't that be a very sensible idea to put that in the same, you know, in the information? I would have thought so. Hello, Jean. Nice to see you watching. So I thought, right, I won't go that way, because by the time I've gone that way and realised the post is gone, I will then have to go and cross the road and get another bus and go back the other way, and then I might miss the post that way. Anyway, so I was going out, and then something happened. The bus was going to be late. There's been a lot of roadworks around our way, and this bus that goes at the bottom of my road only goes 1 an hour, but it goes from here and it goes and it stops outside the post office in Union Street in Ryde. So I could see that the bus was going to be late. So I don't leave home. I can see where it is on the app on the phone too. So it's supposed to come at the bottom of my road at 1/2 the hour. And it runs through the day until 5:30 is the last one of the day. We don't get an evening one. And then, right, Tracy's putting some times up there. I'll look at that in a minute. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, so the buses, that's right, that the 37 goes... Anyway, I looked and it was going to be somewhere near... It was something like 20 minutes late. And so I thought, well, I'm not going to go and stand down there for 20 minutes. So I'll go, you know, nearer the time. Anyway, I was doing something and then something happened. And I can't remember what it was, but I got delayed and suddenly realised that I'd got 4 minutes to get, you know, no, I was upset. I've got to get down my stairs as well, and get Navy Nora out of the front door, which I have to wiggle Navy Nora around the door because, you know, there's not enough clearance. I have to stand right over. I have to bring my, oh, life is difficult. I have to go down on my stair lift to the bottom of the stairs, but then I have to send my stair lift up, because otherwise there's not room for me to bring Navy Nora round from behind the door and out the door. But when I pull her over, I have to stand right against the wall so I can move Navy Nora to get her round the door. My son said it would be so much easier if my front door was swung the other way. So I don't know if I can get somebody to swing my door the other way. I don't know how easy it would be to do, but it's just a palaver trying to do it. So when my shopping comes, like tonight, that's a real kerfuff, because I've got hardly any. They bring it was Morrison's order tonight, and they bring the shopping, but they don't have it in shopping bags. When I shop with Iceland, they bring it in bags, and then they just dump it in that tiny little bit of area that I've got to stand in. So of course, if I have to take it out of their basket, I've got this small area to stand in, get all the shopping into the shopping bags, and then try and work out where can I put the shopping bag, because I've got to get the stair lift to come down so that I could go up with one of the shopping bags and then come down and go up with another shopping bag and come down. And I'm doing it all in this tiny space. Anyway, so I sort of... on my way down, you know, suddenly realised that I've got to go down on the stair lift, then wiggle my Navy Nora out round the door and get to the bus. And I found that by the time I was leaving, I'd got 4 minutes. Well, I wasn't out of the door yet, and it takes me 3 minutes to walk down. So I really, you know, I shouldn't be running. It's not a good idea to run. I went as fast as I could. And when I got to the bottom, so at the bottom, I come down my road and the bus stop is there, but there's a road that goes across here, right? And this is a mini roundabout, but it's not huge. It's a mini roundabout, but I can cross the road there as long as there's no traffic coming. Well, the bus stop's over there. As I could see on my phone that it was actually due when I was nearly at the bottom of the road. You know, I thought it's going to come around there any minute. And then a car came this way, and instead of going across the roundabout, he stopped on the roundabout to let his passengers out. So I'm thinking I shouldn't really cross in front of him. Although he's stationary, there's a car behind him, and the car behind him might come round and knock me over as I was going across. But fortunately, we have some wonderful bus drivers, and the bus came, and it was there while this man was still faffing about where he shouldn't be. And he came, but I waved. I waved, and Tony saw me. We have wonderful bus drivers on our 37 bus route, and I think they put the same bus drivers on because we're a mad, crazy lot of oldies on this estate. Well, maybe they might not all be as crazy as me, but you know, so we're all, and it's so lovely to have regular drivers, the same drivers. So hello, let's see some other people come in. Let's say hello to those who are coming in. Let's just catch up. Tracy's saying general collection times Monday to Friday, typically between 9 and 6:30. Yes, but that wasn't Saturday, usually between 7 and 1:30. But no, it wasn't. It was 4:15. Now I'm on the bus. This bus was about 10 to 4, 5 to 4. Okay. So because this is what made complications when I got down into town. So I did get on the bus. And, you know, I was really grateful for Tony for stopping, because it's all right if somebody's already standing at the bus stop because the bus will stop anyway. But fortunately, he could see me waving madly, and he waited for me. He didn't think I was just waving, you know, waving hello and go past. Anyway, if he'd have done that, I wouldn't have even gone out to post the card because it would have just been disaster. Anyway, I did post the card. Let's just... Vivian says she remembers when I was learning to crochet. She was just asking about the thing behind. Yes, I haven't done any for a while, but I must do some more soon. So, gosh, Vivian, you've been watching me for a while, because I learned to crochet. I was about 68 when I learned to crochet, and yes, about 68. I'm 75 now. Have you been watching me as long as that? Or perhaps I was still a learner. I still regard myself as a learner, I suppose. Hello, Carol. Good evening to you. How are you? Are you going to any fireworks? No, I don't think I'll go to fireworks, but I hear a lot of fireworks. We had fireworks over here, you know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Then I've heard some more last night, I think. No, I'm not going to go out to them, but I don't mind other people doing it. Happy November from Scotland, says Ailey. Now, Tracy's been reading the Binstead. Where did you find that? I couldn't find it, Tracy, on there. Deb said she's sorry she missed a bit catching up news for a counsellor. He's a really helpful counsellor, the best one. Well, that's good. And I think, didn't Sam come in? I think Sam came in and I didn't say hello to Sam. Let's whiz back. Did I see Sam come in there? I thought I saw Sam come in. Oh, yes, Sam. Hiya. From you and your best friend, Jackie and Jean. Right. Hello, Jackie, Jean and Sam. Excellent. I got on this bus, and the bus got to the post office. I suppose it was gone 4, I think, by the time I got off and into the post office. So I had no stamps. I used to keep stamps in, but I don't keep stamps in anymore because I don't actually, I don't post much stuff. Or if I do, I've got to often have it weighed, the stuff I post. So I've not, you know, so, and I don't even know. Can you tell me how much is a first class stamp these days? Because I went to the post office and the queue was very long. Right. Bearing in mind, I looked at the post box before I went into the post office thinking, oh, it's going to say 5 something for the post. It said 4:15 on the post box. It said 4:15. Went into the post office, great long queue. Now, I don't know whether these people are all going to have parcels and all sorts of things that they're going to take ages and ages. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to miss the post now, probably. So I did a little quick think, which was a bit of it was a bit clever, and then it wasn't clever because because I thought, oh, sometimes they sell books of stamps, you know, like at the kiosk at the front. So there's like a cigarette kiosk. So I went there and I said, oh, have you got books of stamps? So if somebody can find out how much a first class stamp costs now, because he said, oh yes, I got a book, but you'll have to buy 4. I said, oh, that's fine. Then of course I couldn't find my credit card. It was in my bag, but because I was rushing, I couldn't find it. And I don't usually like using my debit card, but I used my debit card. Hello, Natasha. Just telling the story of your son's birthday card, which probably hasn't even arrived yet. £1.70. Oh, it is. Oh, my goodness. So I thought I'd been taken for a ride because I didn't realise. So is that the small letter? Is that the small letter? £1.70. Well, what happened, of course, I had to buy a book of 4. So yes, it was £6.80, and I thought, gosh, he must be selling me a large letter stamp, is what I thought. So over here in the UK, we have different sizes, different prices for our different sizes of letters. I don't know how it is in the States for you, Heather. Probably similar. So I thought I'd been taken for a ride. Now, so I've now got 3. So I got 3 more. Next time I need to send a card, I probably won't be able to find the book of stamps. I need to keep them so that, because I've got more birthdays coming up. Oh, that's a standard. Okay. So there's my daughter's saying, hi, Mum. That's Natasha there. And we were talking about crochet. We've been talking about crochet, Tasha. Somebody asked if I made this, but I didn't. But I did make this. I didn't make that. But also, so my daughter, who's watching in now, she's just learning to crochet, and she sent me a pattern earlier. And she's. Have you seen those Christmas? I'll go back to the posting the card in a minute. Have you seen those things like this? Back on a string like that, but the little Christmas tree lights that you can crochet, because that's what my daughter sent me a pattern. Natasha. Oh wow. Tasha said the card did arrive on Friday. Oh my goodness me, you could knock me over with a feather, because after the faff of nearly missing the bus, and then the queue and nearly missing the post because the queue. So I bought the book of 4 stamps, put one on and whizzed out and put the card in the box, but never thought to ask Tasha if it had arrived, because I didn't assume it was. Oh, so Heather's first class. Heather's stamps are 78 cents. Wait a minute. So I was just asking Vivian when she started watching me, because obviously she's been watching me quite a while, because she remembered me learning to crochet. Ailey says she started watching when the carnival lorry was in my garden. That was in 2018, and that's the thing we don't mention, do we, Tracy? Because we don't mention, says Lynn, mentioning it. And that's when Tracy helped me decorate the Golivegranny carnival float. So we enjoyed it. Oh, and I met yesterday. I was talking to Pat, Pat was part of the community. She walked. She was part of the the carnival procession, the Golivegranny carnival gang. So she was part of the procession, and she was just doing some tidying out, and she found the sashes. Do you remember the sashes we had, Tracy? The Golivegranny community sashes, and she said she found one this week. And of course we were doing a little reminiscing, because the sashes were very wide ribbon. I don't know if I think it might have been Pat who got the ribbon. I can't remember, but we did it on sashes on wide ribbon, and then our friend Marianne, part of the community, she glittered them all. Well, I found my sash. How weird! I found one of those things the other day, all these years later, and it made me think of Marianne, because of course Marianne was a wonderful girl in our community. Sadly, she lost her life. She had breathing, she was very asthmatic and a lot of breathing trouble, and sadly one day she lost her life through breathing difficulties, and it was just so sad. And Pat and I were just asking, I don't know if anybody else knows, but she had 2 young children. Her husband had previously died, and she had 2 young children, but she had an older girl, a much older girl, and the youngsters went to live with the sister. So I would love to know how they're getting on, but I've no way of knowing and contacting them. But Marianne was she was very quiet. She used to sit in the background on these all the live streams. But she was a bit, Tracy, she was doing sort of what you do now. If I needed something looking up, she would go and look up, find all the links for me. So I don't know if did you meet Marianne, Tracy? So it's lovely girl. Right, so let's scroll the comments up. Unbelievable. You remember sending 20 Christmas cards in the post for not much more than £20. Oh my goodness, if you spend 20 Christmas cards this year, you'll have to get a mortgage. Have to get a mortgage. That's unbelievable, isn't it? So anyway, I'm delighted that his card arrived on his birthday. Can you believe? It was so worth me rushing out to do it, to send it. So my daughter doesn't usually watch my live streams, or not that she admits anyway. So Tracy's saying no. I have a feeling she's saying no because I mentioned the carnival float. Well, I didn't. It wasn't me. It was Ailey who mentioned it. Blame Ailey. It was her. How much was 1 shilling? 1 shilling was like 5 pence, wasn't it? I think 1 shilling was 5 pence. I think. Oh, I don't know. It's a long time ago. So Vivian, wow, Vivian, you have been a long time viewer. You need a long time viewer award. Hang on. So Vivian's saying that maybe 2015, 16, 17, not sure. Your job closed its doors in 2015, so you were home a lot. More. It was after that when you popped up on my Facebook feed. I've watched you since. Loved you. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. Thank you so much, Vivian. Hang on. Thank you. It's just so nice. Yeah, 1 shilling was 5p. Thank you, Debs. That's what I thought it was. So yeah, Vivian, I started live streaming the IsleofWight.live page in 2016. So I don't know whether that's when I was live streaming on my Go Live Granny page. Of course, I wasn't always called Go Live Granny. That title was given to me by somebody who interviewed me. Another lady who did live streaming interviewed me, and while she was interviewing me, she said you should be called the Go Live Granny, and then it stuck. But I can't quite remember how it happened. I know that I was live streaming on the IsleofWight.live page from 2016, August 2016, because that ties in with that very corrupt organisation, Visit Isle of Wight, who for 9 years I've been saying how corrupt they were, but nobody was taking much notice. Now, fortunately, other people have put that information out into the public domain, and it's been in the papers for 4 weeks out of 5. It's in the paper again, all that naughty stuff about Visit Isle of Wight, which I might mention in a minute. But I knew how to live stream before that, but I know that I started the Isle of Wight page, and I know that because Visit Isle of Wight started taxing local businesses 9 years ago, and they were taxing local businesses, but they weren't doing live streaming and that sort of thing. And they didn't believe in YouTube, and it shows you what rubbish marketing people they are. If you don't believe in using the YouTube, which is the second biggest search engine in the world, then I think you need to go and revisit your training on marketing. I haven't had much training on marketing, but I do know that YouTube is, a good place. I'm still trying to get all my Facebook videos up onto YouTube. The ones I had to get down in the summer when Facebook were going to delete them all, and have deleted them. They're all sitting on a hard drive. And my granddaughter helped me get them on the hard drive, but I think I need her to help me get them off the hard drive. But she's away at university, so I can't do that. at the moment. So yes, so it would go back around that time, Vivian. I didn't realise you had been watching me for such a long time. And you still keep coming back for more. Oh dear. Right. So, right. So my daughter's putting a plea out here. Look. She's saying, if you are in, so this is my daughter. Look, let's, I don't know. All right. Okay. If you're in the UK and your area runs Scout Christmas Post, then please look out for it and use it to send all local Christmas cards. Just 40p a stamp. And so this is through. So my daughter she helps run this in her area. She's part of the Scout movement, and they run their own, local post. So the people pay 40p. Well, that's a whole lot different than £1.70, isn't it? So they pay 40p for a stamp, and it helps raise vital funds for the local scout groups. And all post is sorted and delivered by people and children in scouting. And I know that, my daughter's family, they do some of the deliveries, and other people, they allocate it. It's very good. It's very, very good system and saves a lot of money. Large class is 155. Now, Adrian, they're saying that first class, ordinary letter, standard ordinary first class is £1.70, is what they're telling me. So maybe you need to just double check that. So what's a large letter then? How much is a large letter these days? Hi, Christopher. Nice to see you coming in. Anyway. So the shenanigans. So that was all the shenanigans about the post. Remember second class stamps. So she remembers. Ailey remembers second class stamps were a shilling. So Debs is saying, anyone know how much is second class post? But I think even when you send first class post, it's like second class post, isn't it? Because except that my grandson's birthday card got there the next day. So it went from the island at 4:15. So I must have caught that post, obviously, and it was arrived in Wiltshire the next day, on the mainland. So that was not bad. That's okay. So let's have a look. So, good evening to your friend Sam. Right, anyone know how much is second class post? Let's see. Hazel says she thinks she started watching me, with the community about the time of the carnival. So the carnival was 2018. That was a year, wasn't it, Tracy? What is the name of your local newspaper? Oh, this local newspaper is called The Observer, right? And I'm going to read that in a minute about Isle of Wight tourism, just because I'm pleased to see that finally they're getting their comeuppance. But I'm also going to tell you, on page 28, Christopher told me, and I hadn't noticed, I'd got the paper there, but on page 28, and Christopher's watching in, so I will tell you now, it says, right, yes, so I went to a cream tea. I'm not in that picture, but I went to a cream tea on whatever day was it. What day did we go there, Christopher? I can't remember what day it was. One day this week. No, it was last Sunday. Silly me. Oh, how the time flies. Oh, I must have told you about the cream tea last week because it was on Sunday and I broadcast on Sunday night. So I went to the cream tea, and this is the report. 3 causes supported by community cream tea. A cream tea raised more than £730 for 3 different island charities on Sunday. The event was held at the Community Spirited Cafe in East Cowes and included Peter May from To Be in Her Shoes, and wearing high heels and walking backwards on a treadmill to support initiatives to fight domestic abuse. And I live streamed him doing that, and he didn't fall off, fortunately. Jane Chorn from the cafe at Parkside Pavilion, Vectis Road, said, "We had a full house joining us. which was fantastic. It was one event for 3 causes. As well as Peter May, we had award-winning fundraiser Christopher Hayton. So Christopher's he's watching in. He's one of our community who wants to stop suicide on the island, making his pallet troughs. So he makes garden troughs out of pallets for donations. And he's raised a lot of money for the Samaritans. He's raised a lot of awareness, and he's actually won a lot of awards. And he's not only doing it on the island now, he goes all over the country doing it. He's even been up to Scotland with one. Oh, my goodness. So, you know, he's certainly working hard there. We also had the Samaritans in association with Community Spirited Cafe. The cafe is starting a weekly new group on Monday, and then there's the times of that. The total profits were £732 and will be split between the 3 heartfelt causes. People enjoyed hot drinks with scones and a variety of cakes. Shh, don't tell anybody I had cakes. They were gluten-free cakes, but they weren't Slimming World friendly. So not so good there. But anyway, and on the same page, this is a picture about the McNaughton Howe Festival that I went to. When did I go to that? That was on the Saturday. That was last weekend. That's right. So the Craft Festival's record entries. The 70th anniversary of the McNaughton Howe Craft Festival produced a record number of entries in St Catherine's Church, Ventnor, across the weekend. And they were celebrating their 70th anniversary, and I live streamed over there too. So I had a very busy weekend last weekend, and you know, when I do 2 events like that, I do get very tired. So this weekend I was going to go to I went to the Bus Museum yesterday. They had a lovely Christmas fair, and they had about 40 stalls. I didn't know where they were going to put them all, but of course they took a lot of the buses out of the big warehouse and put the stalls in. And then today they were having a Scottish day. So they were going to have, Kieran was going to play the bagpipes at 1:45 for a quarter of an hour, and then they were going to have the some Scottish fiddlers and Scottish dancers, and I was going to go. And then I thought, oh, I don't know, perhaps I shouldn't. I'm a bit tired. And then when I was, you know, because also on a Sunday my local bus doesn't run. I have to walk further to get the bus, and if it's raining, I don't like being out in the wet because I had the pneumonia that time. I'm always fearful of getting wet and cold, you know, and so I decided maybe I wouldn't go. So I was then talking to some ladies at the fair, and I said, oh, I'm going to be live streaming in a minute, and I said, oh, you know, and I just was telling them about it, and the lady said to me, well, I said I live stream on Facebook, and she said, oh, do you know my dog? And she's got, I've forgotten what his name is. I've got it written down. And I said, no, I don't, but I can look at, he's a Scotty dog, but he wears a kilt. So I said to her, well, I said, are you coming to the event tomorrow? Because it's got a Scottish theme. You need to bring your Scotty dog down to the thing, down there. So she said she didn't know about it. I said, well, I would come, but it's more difficult transport on a because I have to get 2 buses anyway, and you know, it's just getting more challenging for me. That's all. It doesn't, you know, things don't stop me going out, but you know, if sometimes I have to stop and think and actually say, well, have a little rest, you know, chill out in between time, and so. Anyway, this lady said, I said, oh, because I live in Binstead, I said the 37 doesn't run on a Sunday. So she said, well, I live in Binstead. She said, I could give you a lift. And I said, oh, that would be nice. So I thought, well, if I could get a lift door to door, then I would go. Because then it's not so, you know, I don't get so tired, obviously, that way. Anyway, later in the afternoon, I spoke to her and she said, I'm really sorry, I'm not going to be able to do it. Her husband was taken ill yesterday afternoon, which she didn't know when she offered me the lift. I said, okay, that's fine. And I decided it was silly to go. It was much better to stay home, chill, rest up, ready for, you know, whatever I've got to do this week. So that's what I did. I chilled out. So let's... see now, I don't know, I've got to sing happy birthday to Heather in a minute. I forgot, we mustn't forget the birthday, but also whose birthday? Oh, Elizabeth, what's your daughter's name? I should know it, but I've forgotten. Let's have a look. First class 1.70 for a standard letter. Second class 87 pence for a standard letter. Oh, I think that's why I didn't realise it was £1.70 for a new one, because I always used to send everything second class. Mind you, I don't know when would it ever get there. It never seemed to make much difference between second class and first class, but that's obviously why I had a shock that it was so expensive. Right, so so large letter first class is £3.15. Oh my goodness me. It's a small mortgage. And large letter second class is £1.55. Oh, that's probably what that's what Adrian was saying, 155, wasn't he? Vivian's saying she'll never leave me. Vivian, are you ever going to come to the UK? Are we going to get to meet? Because, of course, I've met Hazel. Hazel came to the UK. She planned her trip, and then, of course, COVID spoilt that. But she then replanned her trip, and she came. Because when she said she was coming to the UK, I said, well, I hope you're going to come to the Isle of Wight. And bless her, she organised her plans, and she did come to the island. And some of us, some of the gang, the local Golivegranny gang, we managed to meet up. And that was all very nice. So that would be nice. So, Ailey's asking me if have I written a letter to Santa? Well, I was at the Christmas fair yesterday, and Santa was there, but I didn't think I ought to go and see him because I thought I was probably on the naughty list. I don't know. There's some people who think I'm on the naughty list. Some people think I'm on the good list. I expect Visit Isle of Wight think I'm on the naughty list. Because anyway, I'm going to read you the article about them. I know some of you are probably getting fed up with this, but you'll be very pleased when it reaches its conclusion, and they are sorted out, because they have been so naughty, so corrupt. Naughty is too polite a word for them. Hang on, I've lost the page. Where's it gone? Where are they? Oh, here it is. Let's switch this over. Hang on, I've dropped something on the floor. So this is the Isle of Wight Observer, and I was delighted when 5 weeks ago, Carol, who's in charge of the Observer, she ran a story about Visit Isle of Wight. I have been trying to get that sort of news out for 9 years, because they don't follow the rules and they are corrupt. Anyway, 5 weeks ago she printed an article, and then 4 weeks ago she printed another article. 3 weeks ago she printed another article. All bad news for them, and finally they're getting found out. Then last week there was not an article in, and then so I thought, oh, it's probably run its course so far, and then it's in again. So I'm going to read it to you, and so it says, attempts by crisis-hit Visit Isle of Wight to move on from its governance issues have suffered further setbacks, with the company forced to revise its voting procedures and meeting arrangements following pressure from levy payers. The organisation, which in 2021 forecast it would receive more than 2.9 million over 5 years from a levy imposed on tourism businesses across the island, has struggled to shake off criticism that it is out of touch with its funders and unable to manage its affairs properly. Visit Isle of Wight has also continued to spend money resisting public scrutiny. Now listen to this. They've recently instructed a Southampton solicitor, Crispin Dick, to write to the Isle of Wight Observer in an attempt to silence questions about the employment status of its chairman, Kent-based David Bignell Curtis. Why? They've done the wrong thing. And they're totally wrong. Now they're spending levy payers' money on a solicitor to fight the Observer, who's actually, calling them out. Well, I mean, what do you think of that? That's a bit rubbish, isn't it? Rubbish on, that's crazy stuff. It's not rubbish as far as we're concerned. It's, they're just doing more stupid things. They're just getting themselves into more trouble. However, Mr. Dick has not replied to our letter. So he's not replied to the Isle of Wight Observer's letter of October the 22nd, explaining our position. As previously reported, the number of directors elected by levy payers fell to just 2. despite the Articles of Association requiring a minimum of 5 to form a quorate board. Mistakes were admitted by the chairman, who is now under growing pressure to demonstrate compliance with the rules and transparency. The bid levy paid by around 1,200 island businesses. Originally, 4 years ago, it was about 1,500 and something on that list, but some of the rules were changed, so some businesses dropped off. But I don't. It was something to do with rate of value. I don't quite get why, but anyway, they did. So the bid levy paid by around 1,200 island businesses funds Visit Isle of Wight's tourism and marketing work. Its governance model is intended to give levy payers a meaningful voice through elected representation. However, Mr. Bignell Curtis has not explained why only 27 individuals are formal members of the company. So Visit Isle of Wight, all the levy payers are supposed to be members. It's free membership, and they're all supposed to be members, and they're supposed to be able to vote, things to do with the board. But not so. If you don't allow them to be members, to be members, then they can't vote. More corruption. The board recently launched an election to appoint. Oh, hang on, I've just closed. What did I do? There we go. I knocked it. So let's see. I've lost my place. The board recently launched an election to appoint 12 new members elected directors, but the process has again been criticised for failing to comply with the articles. Initially, businesses were told they had 1 vote each, despite 12 vacancies. This was changed to 12 votes, following challenges from levy payers. It was also claimed that successful candidates would need to be appointed by company members, a procedure not found in the articles, meaning that elected candidates become directors immediately. A proposed online-only general meeting on November the 14th was also revised to allow in-person attendance, following accusations that the board was avoiding direct engagement with levy payers. They don't want to meet them. The meeting itself has now been challenged, as the current board cannot make decisions beyond arranging for new directors to be elected. One candidate wrote, "The current board is not quorate and cannot call a meeting. That decision is void. Misreading the articles or ignoring them has led some to believe they own the company and can do as they please, but they can't." Another said, "Kent-based Mr. Bignell Curtis needs to read the room and enjoy his retirement in his home county. Visit Isle of Wight needs him like a hole in the head, or should that be a hole in the Isle of Wight ferry's hull? He's badly holed beneath the waterline." Candidates familiar with the articles say the 12 successful names should be announced this afternoon, Friday, although Visit Isle of Wight has said it will delay the announcement until Monday, November the 3rd, but with no reason given. Mr. Bignell Curtis failed to answer our request for information or a comment on the issues. So there we go. Let's see what happens next. That's, be interesting to see what happens tomorrow and who has been appointed onto that board. One of the people that nominated himself is a chap who's quite a bully, and I'd be very surprised if a lot of them vote for him. Well, it depends. Do they know he's a bully? I know he's a bully, but I don't know if they know. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I will keep you up to date. Right, let's go back because I haven't. So Ailey asked if I'd written a letter to Santa, which I haven't. So yes, Adrian's saying first class letter 315. That's right. That's what. That's it. Yes, Adrian's clarifying the figures that Tracy put out just now. Just as well, there's only one Santa to write a letter to. Absolutely. And do I have to pay £1.70 to write a letter to Santa? Oh, my goodness, I don't know if I can. I think we need to sing happy birthday to Heather. Otherwise I will forget. So, folks, I know some of you put the emojis in. So, are you all ready to sing happy birthday to Heather and to Elizabeth's daughter? And I don't see if I saw a name come up for Elizabeth's daughter, did I? I don't know if we got a name there, did we? I'm not sure that we did. Right, anyway, I'll just say Elizabeth's daughter. Here we go, folks. You sing at home and I'll sing here. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Heather and Elizabeth's daughter. Happy birthday to you, and hope you both have a wonderful birthday later this week. And then I've got to make some birthday cards, more birthday cards, because I've got a family member who's got a birthday on the 14th. I've got two family members who've got birthdays on the 24th. And I'm sure there'll be other people pop up that I have to make cards for too. I'm going to take my glasses off because I can't read. Oh, Tracy's, I think that's a microphone. Is that a microphone that Tracy's put there? I think so. Happy birthday from Invergordon in Scotland as well. So there we go. So you know, that was some corruption. And of course, the other thing that I called out recently was the fact that the Ryde Neighbourhood Board had not done due diligence in before awarding a tender to somebody. Well, it wasn't put out to tender. Something happened and somebody was awarded a contract. And then I asked and said, well, hi, Marjorie, nice to see you. I said, well, actually, have you done due diligence? Where did you advertise the post? And apparently they didn't. They didn't advertise it. It was just organised between them, and they granted this thing. So, and I said, no, that's not due diligence. So they have now. It's been now put out to tender, but they said it would be a 2-week period to put out to tender, and then it was put out on a Facebook page that has very little traction on it. It was put out on the 22nd with the closing. The proposals had to be in by 2 p.m. on Friday. Now, when I do the maths, that's 9 days. But when I went to school, there were 14 days in a 2-week period. So have they changed that when I've not been in school anymore? Or are they being naughty and just reducing that period so that people haven't got a chance to do it? I'll leave you to your own conclusions, and we'll move swiftly on from the corruption, shall we? Let's move on. So Carol's saying, well done, Chris. You should be so proud of yourself. And, you know, Chris, he's just so good. He's just winning all these awards. It's just amazing to see. I think that he's going to have to move out of his flat soon because there won't be any space because it will be so full of awards. How many awards have you actually got now, Christopher? You think Karen Carnaby will in final with Lewis? So Sam's talking about Strictly. Don't say who went out tonight because some people might not have seen the results. I have seen the results, but I'm not going to be a spoiler. And then, you know, so don't say. Oh, thank you, Christopher. Christopher says I look amazing. Maybe it's because I got a pumpkin on my head. Oh, dear, oh, dear. So Deb's my niece's hubby's birthday on Monday. Oh, well, happy birthday to your niece's hubby's your niece's hubby. Will you say that we sent wishes? Christopher says he's got 18 awards now. Wow, my goodness. I got some awards. I got some awards right up the top here. Actually, I don't know if you can see them. On the top of the cupboard, up here, right up the top there are some of my awards. So I've got some certificates. I've got a glass award up there. I've got a one that's a star, and I've got some more awards elsewhere. But Christopher's got far more, and that's good. Keep up the good work, Christopher. Right, okay. Oh, Vivian says she would love to. I presume she means she would love to come over to the UK. So if you do any time, let us know. Let us know, and we'll arrange a meetup. So, right. Did I make the pumpkin soup? Yes. If anybody was watching my Facebook page earlier, you would have seen me putting my pumpkin soup pictures, ingredients up. So my daughter sent me a recipe. It was a Slimming World recipe, and she tried it as pumpkin soup. So I made some pumpkin soup this afternoon, and it was very nice. Very nice. Bit difficult to not so easy to peel a pumpkin. I was going to try and cook the pumpkin in the air fryer. So I've got an air fryer with a basket, and I've got an air fryer that's like a mini oven. and I tried to put the pumpkin in whole and it wouldn't go, but I cut the top off of it, because the little bit at the top, because I'd read that you can cook a whole one in the air fryer. But then it said you needed to scrub it. Well, I did scrub it, but it had got something stuck all over the outside of it. It looked like it might have been cardboard off a cardboard box stuck to it, but I couldn't get it off. I couldn't get it off, and I thought, oh, perhaps I won't do that. Perhaps I'll peel it and chop. But of course, peeling a pumpkin and chopping it all up takes a lot longer. And I was tired, and I was doing that standing up, and I should have sat down to try and do it. It's obvious it's not so easy for me doing things sitting down, but I do manage to do quite a few things sitting down. So that's what I should have done. Anyway, I did it. I made my pumpkin soup, and I've got some left over, so I shall have some tomorrow. And I had a Morrison's delivery today as well. And I put my delivery. I always like to go for the cheap options. You know, the later you have them, the cheaper the deliveries are, you know, and I'm a bit of a cheapskate. So I wanted late, and then I suddenly realised I couldn't have it sort of, they do a saver slot that's 4 hours. If you give them a 4-hour slot, it's cheaper. But of course, that was going to be something like 7 till 11. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, 7 till 11. But of course, they might have arrived in the middle of my live stream. So I thought, I can't do that. So then I was going to, so then I put it for 7 till 8. So that they would have delivered before I started live streaming. I know I was late tonight, folks. Sorry. I did 7 till 8. So I was having my evening meal at about 20 to 7. I thought, oh, I'll just have this fit. Then I will finish eating by the time Morrison's came. And there was a knock on my door before I'd finished. And I went down, and it was the Morrison's chap. Normally, I think they text you, but I didn't get a text anyway. He said, I can go away and come back. I said, no, don't do that. I said, because actually, I'd forgotten that I wanted to watch the Strictly results anyway. And so they were going to arrive during the Strictly results. But actually, no, he arrived early. So I actually did, you know, took the shopping in. But for me, it's a big palaver trying to get round the door and get all the shopping in and put it round the door and all that. So because I don't have I think I explained this earlier in the broadcasting time, because I don't have a lot of space there. But I managed, and I've got it all, I've got all the fridge stuff away now. I haven't put all the fruit back and that. But I will do that later. It doesn't matter if it doesn't happen today. I can do it tomorrow. So anyway, let me tell you, I had a good week. My friends Kath and John were over. I don't think Kath always watches the live now, but she always watches the catch up. So they used to live on the island, and we're very good friends. And then they moved off the island, but they still like coming back. So they came back on Sunday, and they were here till Wednesday or Thursday. They were going. Yes, it was debatable which day they went back. Anyway, so we were going to go to the theatre. I don't normally go to the theatre because most theatres obviously in the evening, and then that's always challenging for me getting home. You know, if it's wet and dark, that sort of thing. I mean, obviously it's going to be dark. I don't mind the dark, but I tend to not be out so much in an evening unless I've got door-to-door car service. So, but as they were coming, we decided to go to the Apollo Theatre, and the Apollo Theatre had it was an Agatha Christie. It was The Mirror Cracked. And it was amazing. It was absolutely brilliant. It's just a local theatre company, but so good. Absolutely so good. And we were so lucky. We were able to park almost opposite the theatre. So we didn't have to walk very far at all. But as soon as I got into the theatre, we were just going to collect our tickets, and the guy behind the ticket kiosk said, "Oh, hello, Golivegranny." I said, "Do I know you?" He said, "I watch your live streams." And then we got into the theatre and sat down, and somebody behind me said, "Oh, hello, Golivegranny." And I turned round and I said, "Oh, do I know you?" Because this happens a lot to me, because people see me and people know me, but I don't necessarily know them, if they've watched the live streams. Anyway, it was one of the strollers. The strollers, a group of people who do a lot of fundraising for charity, and they enter the carnivals. And of course, when they're in the carnivals, they're all dressed up, and I'm watching their dance routines and all them, they're marching about or whatever. So I don't actually home in on them individually. So I don't really know them individually like that. So anyway, I said, "Oh, sorry, I didn't recognise you," but she understood that, and there were a whole row of members of the strollers, because one of the strollers was actually in the play as well. So that was nice. So I can't sneak off to the theatre without, it doesn't matter. I don't mind being recognised. It's quite fun, really. So anyway, so that was lovely. That was brilliant. But also then, last Saturday, of course, I went all the way over to Ventnor. Do you remember? I went to the Macnaughton Howe Festival, which was Festival of Art and Crafts. And one of the ladies there, I hadn't seen for ages. She used to have a craft shop down Union Street here in Ryde. And I haven't seen her since she's, gave up her shop. And that was years ago. I don't know how many years ago. Anyway, she said, "Oh, I'm over at Holliers Park now." Well, Holliers Park is it's an area where they've got a tunnel. There's a tunnel, and in the tunnel there's lots of craft people. I didn't quite realise how much was there. There's also a bus stop cafe. So there is a bus, and you can go on the bus for the cafe. We didn't actually do that because you had to go upstairs, and I can't get upstairs. So that wasn't an option. And then they've got another little kiosk as well. Then there's a gym on that site, and there's also the House of Chili. And then there's an old railway carriage there that they're going to be converting, and it's going to be a restaurant. So anyway, hang on. Oh, let me just have a... Oops, hang on. I'll look at the comments in a minute, folks. So it was so funny because, so what happened when I saw Sue over in Ventnor, she said, "Oh, I'm at Holliers Park now." I said, "Oh, I would love to come out there." And I wasn't even sure if the bus went there. Well, the bus doesn't actually go past there. The bus goes, up there and over there, but not actually to Holliers Park. So, but what was so funny, independently of this, Kath said to me, "Oh, we're going to Holliers Park tomorrow." So this was on Tuesday. This was on Monday. When did we go? Did we go? No, did we go out on? I can't remember which day we went to Holliers Park. One of those days. I can't. Somebody will tell me which day I went. I think we must have gone on Monday to Holliers Park. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, we went to Holliers Park, and it was lovely. It was. And I live streamed around there, and so many different craft and not all crafts. There were some antiques and different businesses, but it was just wonderful. And I walked in the door. We walked in the door, and the ladies that were sort of welcoming us in, they were so pleased to see us, and that just made us feel so welcome. So I went and had a look all round, and then I went back and live streamed. But of course, we had a bad signal. Even though I got the Wi-Fi code, the signal kept dropping out. So it's always a bit like pixelated. Sometimes when I lose the signal on here, and it keeps restarting. But we had a lovely time there, and then I had cake again. And so we had cake and coffee. Did I have coffee or did I have a cup of tea? I haven't drunk tea for ages. I think I actually had a cup of tea. Was it that? I can't remember. I know I had tea one day a couple of times this week. We're not having drunk tea for such a long time, but it was really rather nice. So yes, so we had a lovely time out there, and Kath bought herself a lovely picture that reminds her of the Isle of Wight. It was on a wooden background, and one of the ladies at the desk was actually the lady who made this, and it was made out of sea glass, and it was the shape of the Isle of Wight and some other bits around it, and it was all done in sea glass, and it was beautiful. And then I picked up I don't know, I didn't bring it across. I've got a fridge magnet that had I know why I have I know why didn't know where it was, because I put it on the fridge. How strange. What a silly, how strange that is. So I picked up this, it was a squirrel, because of course red squirrels are, we're famous on the Isle of Wight for red squirrels. And so it's a red squirrel, and it had a little shape of the Isle of Wight on it. And I was going to buy it, and Kath took it off and bought it for me as a present. So it's on my fridge now, over there. But that, and some of these things were so reasonably priced. It was just amazing. I'm going to catch up on some of the comments now. So yes, I made the pumpkin soup. Let's see. Marjorie came in and said hello. She said happy birthday to everybody celebrating. So Marjorie, Heather over in the States, it's her birthday on Friday, and Elizabeth, who's watching from Liverpool, I think it is, her daughter's birthday is on Thursday. So there we go. And Tracy put some, just now she put some microphones, and now she's saying that was her singing. Excellent. And Margie's put in some musical notes. So Christopher's got 18 awards and 12 certificates. Excellent. Tracy's off to hospital tomorrow with Seb. With Seb, and then Tasha's got her MRI tomorrow afternoon. So Tracy's family have been keeping Tracy on her toes. Not deliberately, obviously, but one or two issues going on in Tracy's family. So poor Tracy is, sort of the very worried mum with all these things going on. But they're on the mend, I think. So hopefully that's all working in the right direction. I'm sure it is, isn't it, Tracy? I think so. So there we go. I think the community should get together in the new year for a big New Year's party. What? All together or just online? To get an online New Year's party? We can do an online New Year's party, but I'm not sure we could get everybody physically together, especially when some are in Canada and some are in the States and some are in Australia. You got your doorknob fixed. Oh, yes. That's right. Ailey does watch she watches my Facebook page very well. Kath and John, of course, while they were here. It seems to be that John can't come here and feel he always seems to feel he's got to do a job at my house. I don't know why. I don't expect it. I very much appreciate it. But of course, you if you've been following for any length of time, you'll know I've had new bookcases with doors on. Tracy's son put one set together, but then we were missing doorknobs. Well, one set had doorknobs, but they weren't the easiest door handles. So I've got new door handles. I did get some crystal ones. The crystal ones actually that I bought Tracy, they were a bit tiny. So what's she saying? She's saying, hopefully on the mend, as Florence Nightingale is not your forte. Oh, bless. Well, I hope they all well and fighting fit again soon. Fighting fit rather than fighting, I think, is what we want. So anyway, I now have matching door handles on my cupboard. So I don't have to open the cupboard either. I was doing it from bending down and pulling the bottom of the door. When my hairdresser was here, she went to look at the cupboard and she opened it from the top. But I'm not tall enough to open from the top. Now I don't have to because I've got door handles, door knobs. Same to me with knobs on. So I'm very, I get so excited even just about having doorknobs put on my... Yeah. Whoops. Hang on, I dropped my bottle of Coke. But the lid was on, fortunately. Right, so let's have a look. Marjorie is saying... Marjorie is saying her latest obsession is Celebrity Traitors. Yes. I didn't watch Traitors when it first came out. I thought it was something I wouldn't like, and I didn't watch. I think I started watching when it was on about does it have 3 series gone by already? Yeah, I think it's done 3 series, and now it's Celebrity, isn't it? So I think I started watching in the 3rd series, and then went back and watched 1 and 2. But so when the Celebrity one came on, I had to be there, and now I can't. It's not every day. I want it every day till it's finished. I want to binge watch it. But anyway, the final is on Thursday, so we will see. we will see. It's getting quite exciting. Ailey's saying, once seen, never forgotten, Lynn. Glad you enjoyed night at the theatre. Yes, it was amazing. Oh, so Elizabeth's daughter is Jenny. Do you know, I wanted to say Jenny, but I wasn't sure if I was right. So it's Jenny's birthday on Thursday. So do tell her we wished her a happy birthday, Elizabeth. So yes, she's from Liverpool. You see, I did remember, and her daughter is going to be 37. Right. Well, my firstborn is going to be 50 on the 24th, and my sister is going to be 77 on the 24th. So let's have a look. What's the name of the IKEA shelves you get? Oh, so the ones that I've got with the doors on, they're Billy bookcases, Heather, and the Billy bookcases come in all sorts of sizes, but these were ones that I bought actually with the doors as well. So you can have open Billy bookcases, and I've had lots of Billy bookcases over the years. I used to be a book lady, and I had loads of them when I stored a lot of books, you know, that I was selling. But these ones, I now went for ones with doors on, because it actually makes it look so much tidier. If you've got the doors and nice handles on, much tidier than a whole shelf of books that are not necessarily as neat and tidy as, well, whatever. It looks much nicer now. So Heather is always going to be 29, plus shipping and handling. But honestly, she'll be 57. Oh, the reverse of me. So I'm 75 and she's 57. We'll just put the digits round the other way. Ailey bought a bottle of cola today, and there's a picture of Santa on the bottle. Oh my goodness. There we go. So oh bless. So Elizabeth's saying her firstborn would have been 40 in March next year, but he passed away at 4 weeks old. So we will all be celebrating for a family meal. So that's nice that you can, you know, have a memory and celebrate in a nice way, even though obviously it was very sad. And, you know, it's probably nice to have a celebration rather than to not do anything and have perhaps not such a nice day. But anyway, we wish you, you know, a good celebration when that comes round. So my daughter was talking earlier about we're not quite sure who's doing what for Christmas at the moment, because there's house moves going on and all sorts, and we don't know whether that will be done by then or what. So we just wait. I just wait till called for. I just wait to be told when it's, you know, when it's going to happen. My daughter did throw out a pre-Christmas plan to me today that sounded very attractive for various meetups with various people. So that's good. That's good. Now, oh yes, Marjorie's just saying, if you have Channel 4, I thought it was on Channel 5. Am I wrong? Have I got my 4s and my 5s muddled up, Margie? I don't think you were perhaps on the broadcast when I actually said that, you know, what a good job we've got catch up, because I didn't want to change the time of my broadcast tonight just so that I could watch the Game of Wool or whatever. What's it called? Game of Wool. I knew it started tonight, so I should just watch it on catch up. But I wasn't sure. I thought somebody said it was 5, but it might be 4. So Heather hosts at least 20 family for every holiday. So have you got the big Have you got the biggest property, Heather? That seems to be what happens. I couldn't possibly host them because they'd all have to stand like this, you know, in my flat. So there's not enough room in my flat. My daughter usually hosts because she has enough accommodation. But when the other family members move, they might host, because I think they're going to have bigger accommodations. So that, you know, excellent. Oh, it was Channel 4. You watched it tonight. Oh, right. Okay. It was Channel 4. Thank you. That will save me going and rummaging around on Channel 5 and wondering why it's not there. It's funny because I thought it was 5. No, I thought it was 4. And then I thought somebody put 5, but maybe maybe I'm just confusing myself. Ailey said she shared, that's right. So Michael McIntyre, I was watching Michael McIntyre, and I found something. I found he was doing a sketch on November, which I shared out, and that's the one. Obviously, Ailey likes that as well, and has been sharing it. And he's Michael. Who likes Michael McIntyre? He's my sort of humour. So you either like him or you don't. But I think he's very, very funny, and he makes me laugh a lot. So Heather's got a large home, not the largest, but most central to everybody. Oh, that's nice. So it makes it much easier for everybody, doesn't it? So when my mum and dad were alive, one of the reasons they bought their house on the Isle of Wight, they bought a house that was big enough. It was for their retirement, but they wanted us all to be able to come with their families. And of course, I was one of 4, and we all had families. One of my brothers lived on the Isle of Wight, so he didn't have to be accommodated. But the other, my sister and my other brother, and myself, we all had families that came from the mainland. So it was always nice to have them. And we've had, family parties all the way through. What I was telling you last week, I think that was I telling you last week, or was I writing it on my blog? I've started to write my blog, ready to get get the website up. But I was talking about, I can't remember whether I was telling you or whether I was writing it down, that we used to have family parties. We had a big house, and we would always have, on the first Saturday after Christmas, my mum and dad would always host a big party for our friends. And, about 50, I say big, 50 guests. I mean, I don't know if that's a big party now. As a child, it seemed like masses of people. Maybe it is, or maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, we used to host, and my dad ran party games, good old-fashioned party games. It was just amazing. We did some paper and pencil games. We did some games. Oh, we lost the signal there, folks. We've been so lucky for an hour and a half. We hadn't lost the signal now. Then it just dipped out for a minute. One of the party games I remember is he used to put a spoon on a length of string. We used to do team games, so we had to be in different teams. And then what the purpose of the game was to thread the spoon down your clothes, down your clothes, and out the other side, and then onto your next team member, and you had to put in every team member's sets of clothes until the string came out the other end, and the person who got the string right through with quickest was the winner. But my dad would come up with all sorts of amazing and interesting games, and we played Kim's game. We did all sorts of team games and whatever. And my dad was little, and he had a fez. My gran, his mum, she was widowed. I never met my paternal granddad. He died before we were born. So my gran was a widow for many, many years. And then she went on a world cruise. And on second night out on the cruise, she met a guy and she married him. After that, I mean, it was fine. She lived with us, and then she moved out to go and go and live with him. And then after a while he passed away. But I think he had dementia before he passed. I mean, I was still, quite young, so I don't know that I got it all right. But I think it was quite difficult for her at the end. But anyway, she had a nice, she had some happy times with him. And so I forgot what I was going to say about her. She used to live with us. I forgot why I went into that conversation. Never mind, it doesn't matter. Yeah, no, so dear old Gran. Can't remember what I was saying now. Marjorie loves Michael McIntyre completely, your sense of humour. Mine absolutely too. I think his funniest sketch ever was Five Spice. Have you seen Five Spice, Marjorie? Who's seen the Five Spice? So you want to Google it. If you don't know what we're talking about, Google it I'm sure it will be on YouTube. Dad's Fez, thank you. Yes, Dad's Fez. That's right, of course. So my gran, that's right. So she used to go on, before she remarried, So she met her husband on a cruise, but she used to go on cruises, and from one of these cruises she went to Turkey, and Turkey, that's where the fezzes come from, isn't it? And she went to Turkey and she bought my dad back a fez, and it was a real fez, not one of these that you buy in a party shop. It was actually a real fez, and my dad used to put the fez on his head. And he said, when I've got the fez on, you have to listen to me. But nobody ever did. He used to stand on a chair and try and make himself heard. But we have so many happy memories, you know. Day after day, I get triggered with happy memories of you know, days gone by. Marjorie absolutely loves the Five Spice. So if you don't know the Five Spice, you know, the Five Spice sketch, it's Michael McIntyre is talking about the spice jars in the cupboard, and he was pretending to be the Five Spice jar, and it is so hilarious. I'm not going to try and tell you because it will spoil it, but it is just, I can watch it again and again and again and still laugh as much the last time as I did the other times. You know, it's just amazing. Right. And when his family moved to the country, yes, that's right, when he moved his family out to the country, that was funny. He's got so many funny stories. And also, what do you think of when he goes and gets into, he doesn't break into people's houses, but I forgot what they call it, but in the night, late in the night, he will go and, for those of you who don't know, he will go into a celebrity's house and wake them up and interview them. You know, they have absolutely no idea. They're fast asleep. They suddenly wake up to find Michael McIntyre and his camera team in their bedroom. So funny. So funny. Sorry. Did your dad stand on a ladder, or was it your brother? No, my dad stood on a chair when he was wanting to get people's attention. My brother stood on a ladder. My brother was a photographer, and the one who sadly took his life. But he was a photographer, and he used to take a ladder with him so he could get up and he'd get those very high shots, you know, to get some really good pictures. He got some amazing pictures. He really did. The Midnight Game Show. Thank you, Marjorie. That's right. I knew it was something to do with midnight. There we go. So that was good. So there we go. So what else did I do? I'm trying to think what else I did this week. So Friday, oh yes, I've got new nails. Did you see? I've got new nails. I went and had new nails this week. So on Friday, Jan picks me up to take me down to the community cuppa coffee morning that we run. And normally she brings me home, but I said on Friday, no, I said I'm going to try and get my nails done straight afterwards. And it was a good time to go because the nail bar is very near where we have the community cuppa. And I went in and they started my nails straight away because they didn't have a queue, and I was in and out in 35 minutes, I think. Was it 35? No, it was about 40 minutes. 40 to 45 minutes, which was pretty good. I was well pleased. I like having my nails done, but I don't like sitting there for too many hours. So that was good. And so I just had a little bit of, I didn't know what I wanted, and I hadn't decided, and so we went for, I knew I wanted burgundy colour, but then we went for the sparkle. Got to have sparkle. That's it. Rob, yes, when Michael McIntyre surprised Rob Rinder, that was hilarious. And Elizabeth saying the one with Peter Crouch. They were all so funny. They're all just so funny. I think he makes me laugh as much as Morecambe and Wise used to make me laugh so much, but I think he makes me laugh as much. I mean, it's just so funny, isn't it? Because, and sometimes when I'm in a life situation, and I can see the funny side of what's happening, I was thinking, I wonder what Michael McIntyre would do with this, you know, because you can almost predict in certain situations that you're in what Michael McIntyre would do with it. It's just hilarious. we are having signal issues. I don't know why suddenly we're getting signal issues tonight, but there we go. Very nice. Very nice nails, yes. Pretty nails. Will I be getting Santa nails next time? I don't know. Let me think. So how far away are we from Christmas? So I usually have my nails done. I usually manage to make it last nearly 4 weeks. You know, and when I used to have my nails done, it was, you know, a lot before I used to have them done. Then there was a long period when I didn't have them done. And then I started having them done again because somebody wanted me to do crafting on camera. And I said I'd do crafting on camera. I've had my nails done for over a year, but I haven't done much crafting on camera. I must put that right sometime soon. So when I used to have my nails done before, after about 3 weeks, sometimes they might ping. One of them might ping off. But these days, they don't seem to. They just grow, and so there's a gap. There will be a gap down there, but that's the only thing you can tell. So usually it's about 4 weeks. And what I'm doing now is having my feet done every other time, because I have a job cutting my own toenails. I think I told you before, and then I decided that rather, that I could actually have a pedicure when I'm having my nails done. And they cut my nails as well there and paint my toenails, and so I decided that I would do that because I can't do them myself, so I would have that done, and so I haven't done it the same place, and you get loyalty bonus. So on Friday I had 10%. I'd got up to the 10% discount point, so I'm quite. Good night, Debs. Can't stay awake. Busy couple of days here. Prayers for the brave. Yes, and of course, those of you in the UK probably will have heard about the horrific attack on the trains yesterday. That was near where Debs lives. Some people were attacked on a train, but it seems like the emergency services were amazing and got there very quickly. But very, very horrific. And just going on in Deb's area, and you just wonder, what's, it's just so crazy, isn't it? But and I had not heard about it, but because one of my sons lives in that sort of area, the other son had messaged him and hadn't heard and wanted to know he was okay, and that's what alerted. That was in the family group, and I hadn't heard anything. But I just pray that they are, they are all on the mend. Oh, hello, Steve. Just leaving. Right. So, Steve. So Steve is the magician, but Steve is also one of our local. What's your title? Community police officer. Is that right? I don't know if I got that right. And you're just leaving Peterborough. Has Kai's been in the circus for 2 weeks. Should be back on the 3 o'clock ferry in the morning. I won't wake up. I won't stay up to greet you, Steve. I trust you will get back okay. All right, safe journey back. This world isn't good now. No, it isn't. But there's a lot of, although there's some not very nice things going on in the world, there are still a lot of lovely people. And I think we just have to support each other in that way. It's partly why I do my live streams, because these evening live streams, because I know that people wanted me to do that in COVID and people still want me to do it now. And actually, it's a nice thing, isn't it, that we can all get together and have a little chat, and you can chat to me, and I'm the one that gets us from dry throat because I'm really chatting your but it's lovely to have all the comments come. Sometimes I miss comments and I apologise, but well said, Lynn. It's hard to keep. No, but if we by coming into a community like this, we can remain positive. I think that's the best we can do to support each other, and have a laugh and a joke. Because yes, it might be pretty horrible what's going on out there, but we don't have to sink into the doom and gloom. I don't want that to happen. I want, if we can support each other by, having a bit of a laugh and a joke and talking about Five Spice and, there's crazy things going on TV and all that. I think it just helps all of us to keep our mood up. Keep the faith, says Ailey. Absolutely. How's the craft stuff going? Just had to frog a whole crochet round. Oh no! If anybody thinks she's making a frog, she's not making a frog. Well, she might be making a frog. Frogging, when you frog something, it means you undo it. So Margie's obviously had a little mistake going on in her crochet, but you know, I had to do that with when I started my cardigan. Mind you, my cardigan I think has got put on the back burner now, because of course I've been doing various different projects, and at the moment, of course, it's the poppies. We're in poppy season, so I've been doing a lot of poppies. So I've got a pile of poppies here in this bag to go to Aspire, which is a local charity here in Ryde, and they're going to display them over at the Aspire building. I think they were going to do it in the high street in their shop, and then there's a change of plans. I think the shop's that's not working out. The time isn't right, so they're going to go and put them at Aspire in Dover Street. So they've got to go off. I've got to drop them through a doorway. I can either go to Aspire, which is a lot further away, or they have a place in a road much nearer me. So they'll go through their letterboxes, and then I've got to make some more they've got to get it. They've got to go over to Ventnor, and I don't know when they need them. And of course, if I've got to post them, it's Remembrance Day this week, but I don't know which day they want them, so I'm not quite sure how that one's going to work out. So maybe there might be somebody going from Ryde over to Ventnor. Otherwise, we'll have to wait and see on that one. So that's on the knitting school. Then my daughter said to me, "Mum, I've got some orders for you." So one of my granddaughters, one of the ones that's away at university, she's put in an order for 14 chocolate orange covers, and so last year she was getting a lot of orders in for me because they were doing some fundraising, and so the more orders they got, the more fundraising they did. Granny just kept on and on. But this year, so I was making all sorts of different designs, lots of lovely designs, and so they were putting in their orders, and somebody would want a penguin with a blue and white scarf, and somebody would want a penguin with a red and white scarf, and you know, all the combinations. So I made various ones up so they could see, and then they put their orders in, and the orders kept on coming and kept on coming, and I kept on knitting and I kept on knitting. I love it, you know, of course I do. I wouldn't do it if I didn't. And this year, I think my daughter's not going to publicise it so much, because my granddaughter's already given me an order for 14. But she did say she doesn't mind if they're all the same. These are for all her new college friends, but she said she didn't mind if they're all the same, you know, the same design. Some of them are more complicated than others, so they take longer. But I think it would be nice if I gave her a variety. So, but I've got to finish the poppies first. That's the poppies. I think Granny's cardigan will wait now. And you know, we just do that. My granddaughter absolutely loved the beanie hat that I made for her, and she didn't know that I ran out of wool, and that I had to make amends. But I had to do it by using double knitting wool, knitted 2 strands together. Because when I was making the beanie hat, I had one ball of the wool. I had one ball of chunky wool, the right colour. And as I was knitting it, I'm thinking, oh, I don't know if this is going to be quite enough. Anyway, I got to about that much left to do of the hat, and I ran out of wool. But I had a ball of double knitting. Chunky is chunkier than double knitting. So I had a ball of double knitting that was exactly the same colour. So all I did was knit 2 strands together as one, and it made it like chunky. And I couldn't see the joints, so there was no way that they would know where I changed wool. You couldn't even see that it was, you know, 2 strands of wool. It was just an effect for her for going out for Halloween. So she absolutely loved it, you know. So that was good. So that was for one of the children that haven't gone away. So my daughter's got 4, and so she's now got 2 at home and 2 at university. So there we go. Let's have a look. No, so Marjorie's making a star blanket. Excellent. Frogged it, we say in Scotland as well. No, I never chance to get bored. And I never understand anybody who says they do get bored, because there's too many wonderful things to do. So the word bored doesn't exist in my vocabulary. Ailey's saying, so in the States, Vivian's in the States, we say frog here in the States. So they say frog it as well. 2 balls of wool is warmer for winter hats. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Did you say you had some Christmas stuff to show us? Yes, I do. That's right. Give me a prompt. But before that, I did. Do you remember I bought some Halloween stuff? When I was going to make some things and do all these things, I never did them. So they'll go back in the boxes until such time as I might need a spider. This might become an Incy Wincy, or this might be Little Miss Muffet's spider. Who knows? It will come in for something, and all those lovely little brushes that I bought. But just didn't get round to doing it. Too busy. And so I went into the wool shop, and oh look, she just happens to have a new Christmas knit book. Look at that. So you can knit this and all these lovely little elves, or I can knit that and all the little snowmen and Santas, and it's just wonderful, just up my street, this sort of thing. Oh, there's a sleigh in here as well, a sleigh to knit. Look, I can knit a sleigh. Look. So that it just happened to fall into my shopping bag, like it does. And then, whoops. And then, oh, that was from the bus stop cafe. That was one of my little flyers from the bus stop cafe. Oh, so the bus stop cafe, they also cater for baby showers, birthday parties, family events, and more. Excellent. And then, oh, yesterday when I went, I will show you the other Christmas bits. Yesterday when I went to the Christmas market, I went with my red squirrel leggings. But actually I didn't realise there were some grey squirrels on there. The grey squirrels were not that, not very grey on the leggings, but there was a lady from the Red Squirrel Society at the fair, and she said, oh, you've got grey squirrels on there as well. So anyway, but I picked up it's called the White Squirrel Project. That's right. That's what the lady, and they had all sorts of squirrel things on their table, but not squirrel earrings. I'm still looking for squirrel earrings. Oh, I bought some. I was going to show while I was at the craft fair. I didn't find squirrel earrings, but I did find some green earrings and some green bracelet to match. They're beautiful, and I was going to show you, but they're over there on the other side of the kitchen, and I've got my table in front of me. I've got too much stuff in front of me, so I'm not going to do that now. I will put them on and take a picture so you can see. So they were beautiful, because I don't usually wear green, and the only reason I wore green was because the leggings I bought with red squirrels on were green. So I teamed it with a cream top, and I had a lovely green scarf somebody gave me once, which I had never used because I don't wear green, but now I do wear green. And then so I bought lovely earrings and a bracelet yesterday. That wasn't all I bought myself. Look, I bought myself some Christmas socks. Look, I've got gingerbread socks, gingerbread man socks, and candy canes. So I bought those. Oh, and I bought this the day before. I bought this in Poundland. Oh, look, Halloween's finished. Look, Christmas is on its way now. Look, little glitter balls. Actually, I'll take it off because we are still on the Halloween theme. Let's put that back. Oh, let's put it the right way round, though. It would be better, wouldn't it? There we go. So on Friday, I went into Poundland, And look what I saw. Look, I know they won't fit me, but I have 2 little granddaughters, and I thought those would be right up their street. They love dressing up, and that would be really nice for Christmas. Red with gold stars, aren't they gorgeous? Elizabeth loves gingerbread men too. Excellent. Oh, so Elizabeth yes, everybody look out for little squirrel earrings, but they've got to be, I need red squirrels. I don't need grey squirrels. So I'm sure somebody will have them somewhere. Marjorie's saying she started crochet about 5 years ago when her mum announced to everyone in the nursing home that I had crocheted all blanket. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. But anyway, but you're obviously enjoying your crochet. So there we go. Right, let's show you what else I bought. Something else for the head, because you know I do like things for the head. Wait a minute, let's take that off again. Ho, ho, ho. Look, it's my Christmas hat. There we go, can you see? Ho, ho, ho. But it's not Christmas yet, so let's go back to Halloween. There we go. Right, let's see. So let me show. I spoilt myself. Well, actually, some of these might be for other people. They might be Christmas presents, or they might be just a big Christmas present for me. Let me show you what I got. And I got. So, do you remember when I went to the Bus Museum before? I got those other lovely little dangly earrings, and they were very, very reasonably priced. And so I thought, I know the lady's going to be there, and I'm sure I should not come home empty-handed. So look at these gorgeous. Can you see those? Look, they're nice, aren't they? Just £3, just so reasonable. And of course, I have allergies, but these are, you know, they are nickel-free, so they should not cause me any grief. So then I thought, well, Christmas is coming, you need a few Christmas presents. So this might be a Christmas present for somebody else, or it might be just a Christmas present for me. Oh, look, it nearly matches my nails. There we go. And because Christmas is, you know, quite a long period, you don't want the same pair of earrings all the time. So I got some little holly wreaths. They might be for me, or they might be for somebody else. On the other hand, I might just have different earrings every day. My advent calendar to me. And these, no, wait a minute, these are Christmassy. Let's show you the Christmassy ones first. Then we got a little Father Christmases. She had so many, I just couldn't. Hi, Louise. I couldn't choose. You know, well, I did choose. I didn't buy them all, but and then, as I say, I bought the green ones, but I'm and I got her to put the bracelet on me, and I put my hand out, and she put the bracelet on here. And as she was doing it, I thought, oh, I usually wear my bracelet on that side. I thought, well, it doesn't matter. That's what I thought until I came to take it off to go to bed. And of course, I'm right-handed, which is why I would always put it on here. But so then, you know, because I got more dexterity in my right hand. So you should see me last night trying to get this bracelet. It's one of those where you have to, you know, pull the bit back, the bit back and unhook it. And I'm not very good with my left hand. I was thinking I'm going to have to go to bed with this bracelet on, and I'm going to have to go and ask one of my neighbours to undo it tomorrow. But I realise now, put it on that hand. This hand is, I've got more dexterity, so I should be able to do it with that. We will see. We will see. So anyway, I bought a different pair of green as well. I don't know if you can see. You probably can't see that they're green, can you? They look, because they're on a black card, but they are green, a dark green, so they're quite pretty. These, so these are like these are just. Oh, let's turn it up the other way. So these ones are sort of goldy and bronzy, and I just thought they were really nice. So I bought myself some Christmas presents. I bought the little girls some Christmas presents. and that's about it. I'm okay, thank you, Louise. Are you? So there we go. So now, tomorrow, I noticed that there was a craft. They were doing a craft evening down at the where I went for the afternoon tea last week. That's called Parkside Pavilion in East Cowes. That's near where Tracy is. And I saw that they were doing a craft evening, but what they want to do is make some craft stuff to sell for fundraising. And I thought, well, I could go and do that. Why don't I go and do that? And so I messaged to find out what time it was, and it's probably 6 till 8, because I'm hoping that Tracy, that you can, Tracy and I have messaged each other, because I've got Tracy's, I can't show you Tracy's birthday present because she hasn't seen it yet. So I'm not going to show it, but I want her to have it. So she might be able to pop in if I take it with me tomorrow, and I must not forget to take it. If I take it with me tomorrow, when she's on her way home, she might be able to pop in where I am and get it. We'll see. Let's hope that works out, because that will be easy. You're thinking about getting Christmas presents soon. Right. Well, I've done my Christmas shopping for me, but not for anybody else. Oh, well, yes, for the little girls. Or maybe the earrings might be for some members of the family. I don't know. I'll see. I'll see what they like. So, yes, so I'm going to go down. And I was thinking, actually, sit still, folks. I'm just going to push you back. Oh, no. I can't push. Hang on. I'm just going to lean over and get something. Whoops. Whoopsie. Whoa. Whoa. Oh dear. I sat on something. I sat on my broom. They do say you can... Have you got a broom up your... We won't go there with that. It's rude. It's naughty, naughty, Lynn. So, I've got some of these. And this I cut with a die cut, through my die cut machine. That makes little boxes. Little boxes. Have you got a lift tomorrow, or are you getting the bus? I've got a lift, fortunately. I messaged Jan to see if she was going, because Jan lives not far from me, and she's going to take me. Your birthday is Christmas Day, is it, Louise? Oh, right, you have it all at one time. Oh, well, that's something to look forward to, isn't it? So I thought that these might be quite nice little things to make for them, for fundraising. And it might be that some other people will want to help make them up. I'm doing a demonstration shortly. I don't know if I told you. I'm going to do a year ago I was asked to do a demonstration for the Rookley Women's Institute, and so I was scared that I was going to forget, because they asked me a year ago. They are cute boxes, aren't they? So I was really worried that I would forget. Anyway, I remembered, and I've been in touch, and so I'm going to I've got an hour to make something Christmassy with the ladies for the WI. And of course, I have no idea what their skill set is. So what I've got to do is make something that is very easy for anybody to make in an hour. And then Sue, who's running that afternoon, she said, oh, could we do something with... Sorry. I went off, and I was looking down here. My computer is lagging behind, so this is seconds behind that. And I was looking down here. That I disappeared off there. The signal went, and I was looking down here, and of course the signal hadn't gone off here, so I hadn't noticed the signal had come back up there. Sorry, folks. That's just the craziness of it. Yes. So I'm going to make. What she wants is something with a tea light in the middle. The little tea light. So I ordered. And again, shenanigans. I very quickly the other night ordered. So they're going to be about 25 people in this group. And I looked on Amazon, and the tea lights come in sets of 24 or 50. And so I thought, well, I better not go for 24, because if there's 25 ladies and I need one to demonstrate as well, that's becoming a bit fine. And they were not, I mean, they're paying for them. I'm not got to, you know, I'm not, they're paying my costs of my equipment. And so I thought, well, I'll better get some so that I can make one up to show them what they're doing. I ordered them. And it was sort of late at night, just before I was going to bed, and I ordered them. And there were, I was in debate. There were some with a very yellow candle, and there was with a very white candle, you know, wick. And so I went for the white. A few minutes later, I changed my mind after I'd done the order. But actually, what you can do is you can cancel the order fairly quickly. So I cancelled the order. But then I thought, oh, gosh, I'm going to have to pay again. And then Amazon will, you know, put the money back. Well, actually, I ordered the second set with the yellow, very yellow flame, because I thought, I changed my mind what I was going to do. I'm actually going to probably do a tea light with a poinsettia, in the middle of a poinsettia, maybe like that, or a holly ring, or something like that. I haven't worked it out yet. I've got some ideas. I've got till the 13th to get it together. So that's what I thought I would do. So I've got a box of I ordered 50 of these, and it wasn't too bad. The plain white ones was about £1 cheaper than or even less than £1 cheaper than the yellow ones. I ordered the other ones, and of course they decided that Amazon, you know, your next day delivery, certainly here on the island, is not the next day delivery. Amazon say they've sent it and it's arrived at the depot, but then they keep it at the depot till the next day. So it's Royal Mail is messing up Amazon's delivery system. And I try and order if I know that I'm going to be in, you know. So if it says, oh, it's coming the next day, I would, you know, sort of do it for a day when I'm going to be in. Except, of course, now I've got to allow a second day. And so it decided it was coming. It was coming on the day that we were going out to Holliers Park. And it was coming. It might have been there just before we went out, but of course it wasn't. So I had to decide where. So we had a place where we were going to put it, where Amazon were going to put it, you know, and sort of it. We had to put it in. Had to suggest it inside something, inside a container. But the container was very tall and it was wet in the bottom, and I didn't want my parcel right down in this container that I'd got to then jump down in to get out. So we found something that we put inside the container that would raise the level right up. And fortunately, the parcel person put it just on top of the thing we put inside. You know, they could have been really awkward and could have pushed it down the side, and then it would have gone right down the side. But we put there hoping that they would put the little parcel on the top, and that's what they did, and it didn't get wet and soggy. So I've now got all these little candles. I need to make sure that they work. Actually, they're battery operated, and the first one did, and the third one did. The second one didn't, but I haven't had time to go through all 50 and make sure they work. But I need to do that sometime, you know, sometime this week. Otherwise, I don't want to get to the event and then find that they don't work. So we'll be doing that. But anyway, I thought that tomorrow at this craft evening, where did I put my piece of card? I lost it. The other bit of it, the flat one. Never mind. I don't know where. But that's how they come. You know, they come flat, and then you fold them up and then decorate them. And I've got lots of bits and pieces that I can do decorations with. So that will be good. I've also got over the other side there, I've got some little handbags that I've made using die cutters and bits and pieces like that. It's just whatever you can do. What I want to do is see if I can maximize, you know, if I can do some quick stuff that will give them, you know, a chance to sell and get some profit in. So that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. So what I will do is I will cut some more of those basic shapes before I go, in case there's anybody there who's come to the craft evening but hasn't got something to do, and they can, oh, here it is, it's up there. So you see, I'm sure other people can help fold these up and stick, so they fold, it's so easy. So it just folds around like that, look. Dead easy, the machine does the work, and then it's just about placing all the nice little bits and pieces. So I've got so many different, I need to get my Christmas die cuts out now, and that's that. Well, I was gonna, what else was I gonna make? I've forgotten. Lots of lovely little bits like these, so they're just cute little gift boxes. Or I could make some things, get some sweeties and put sweeties in some of these things, so that they could actually sell them with some bits and pieces in. But those of you in the UK, I'm going to ask a favour. The chocolate oranges, of course. So I was telling you that I've got an order for 14 chocolate orange covers for my granddaughter. And then somebody else has said to my daughter, oh, are you going to be selling those again this year? Those boxes would fit a pair of your earrings if they would be good for giving. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, they would. They would, or it's even slightly smaller. I've got all sorts of different kit things like this to make all. I also can make smaller boxes than this by actually just using a piece of card and scoring the card. I've learned, over the 2 or 3 years I've been doing crafting, I've learned how to make them even without a die cutter. So, the actual boxes themselves. One year, must have been 2 years ago, my daughter saw me. I was making I made a little Halloween box. It was very small, like that. And of course my daughter does beavers. She's part of the Scout movement and she runs beavers, and I ended up making I don't know how many of them, about 20 or 30, I don't know how many people in the colony, a little Halloween treat boxes, so they were all Halloweeny themed. And I made all of those for the children there. And of course my daughter and I were having a joke today when she was talking about the 14 chocolate orange covers that one of her daughters wants for all her friends. I said, oh, do you remember when I made, so my grandson, his birthday is on Halloween, often done Halloweeny things, and he had a Halloween party at a local, it was like a soft play area, I think. So there was soft play and then there was a cafe and that. And so I suggested to her, I made little knitted bags. I'd seen a lovely little knitted bag like that, a little drawstring gift bag, knitted gift bag. And they had motifs on the front. So you knitted the bag and then you knitted separately a witch's face or a cat, or they were all Halloweeny things, and they were all. I made each one different for each child, who was coming to the party. And sometimes you become a victim of your own success because I think I did about 30 of these bags, all different. So there might be a red one with a black cat on, and a purple one with a white ghost, or whatever they were, all Halloween themes, but each bag was different. And I did love doing them. You can tell, can't you? I love doing them. And of course, when you've got an audience who loves what you're doing as well, it's all good content, isn't it? So I made those, and then, as I say, I became a victim of my own success, because then the same granddaughter that wants these chocolate, so that same granddaughter, she saw those and she said, oh, Granny, can you make Christmas ones of those for my friends? So I ended up making another whole pile of those little bags for her friends. But again, I did each one in a different colour, and each one with a Christmas theme on them. So yes, just such fun. I like doing those things. I normally, you know, have avoided in the past doing cardigans and bigger things, but actually I'm looking forward to making, after having made Jan's cardigan this summer, although it took me ages to actually get it finished, I really quite enjoyed it, which is why I'm going to do myself a cardigan. But I'm now going to push that back. I started it, but it's not like, oh, you started so you're finished. No, I've started. Now I'll put it over there because all the Christmas orders are coming in, and I want to be able to do as much as I can, obviously to help the grandchildren and any of the fundraising. What was the favour I needed? Do you mean from my granddaughter? On Thursday, my granddaughter, a week ago on Thursday, she asked, the favour she wanted was, would I make her a beanie slouchy hat, which I did. I can't show you it on her because I don't really want to put her picture up online. I don't have permission to do that. But you saw it on me. It looked better on her. But, you know, that's how it was. So is that what you meant? Is that what I meant? Did you mean that favour? Or did I say something out, another favour? I don't know. But what I want to do is see how. Oh! I forgot to show you this. I won a raffle prize. No, I won 2 raffle prizes. Oh, it was hilarious at the while I was live. So when I went yesterday to the Christmas fair, I went round talking to everybody and said, I'm going to come round and live stream soon, and I want you to talk to me while I'm live streaming and tell me what events you're going to be. So I don't like to spring in on them. I like to warn them, and some people don't like talking on camera, and some do. So I got the gist of that. So but I spent so long going around talking to them, but you can't possibly believe that, can you? That by the time I came to do the live stream, we hadn't got a long time left of the fair. And then while I was still live streaming, they started calling the raffle. And of course I got raffle prizes. And while I'm live streaming around the stalls, my raffle number was called. So I had to, still live streaming, go and choose a raffle prize. And I didn't even have much time. You know, you couldn't really see what all the raffle prizes were. So I grabbed Lamborghini, what's that? A big bottle of drink. And I thought that will do somebody a present. And so I got that. And then I was doing more live streaming, and then another number came out. So I spent £3. A pound. I spent. Now, I thought she'd only got, I said I have one of each colour. I thought she'd only got 2 books of raffle tickets, but she got 3. So I ended up buying £3 worth. But so I had a lovely big bottle of this, whatever it is. And see, I don't know much. And then this nice, I think it's a tea towel. It's either a tea towel or a hand towel. It doesn't matter. And I thought that was quite nice. But live streaming while you're trying to choose raffle prizes, not very easy. Not at all. But anyway, I hope they made a lot of money down at the bus museum. Of course, they are levy payers. They have to pay this terrible levy to visit Isle of Wight, and they get nothing in return for it. And they are volunteers. All the money that keeps the bus museum going it's all brought in by volunteers. There's no. They don't have any, income stream. It's totally what they do there. And poor Shirley, she was so I could see how tired she was at the end of the day. She and another lady were making sandwiches, because they obviously have a cafe there, and they do sandwiches and coffees, and that's how they get their income. But it's amazing. And they do things all through the summer. And today was the last event, so now the Bats Museum will be closed. They don't open in the winter because they don't have heating in that building, and so it would be too cold to run things through the winter. You said about chocolate orange covers. That said about yes, that's it. Thank you, Tracy. Yes. So those of you in the UK, so I'm making all these chocolate orange covers. Now we put the chocolate oranges in them, and this year they are retailing at £2 each, those chocolate oranges. Now, my daughter, it was flagged up to my daughter recently that Tesco's had them on an offer, and she whizzed along. This friend told her she whizzed along. Apparently they'd had mounds and mounds of them, but when Tasha got there were just 12 left on the shelf at £1. Because obviously, if we're fundraising, it's better if we can get them for £1 or even 150. So if any of you know which of the, if suddenly any of the stores have got them on offer, if you could let us. I mean, I prefer my daughter to buy them, because if I buy them here, I've got to transport them. But I did notice the other day Iceland had them on an online order, but I didn't do it in time. It was a very short online order. They've been doing that with their big boxes of chocolates and some of the other things. It's a very quick offer. So if any of you see them, the chocolate orange, not just the oranges, you know, they've got the mint ones and the plain ones. I've forgotten which one it is you liked best, Tracy. It's not the orange, is it? You had one of the other ones you liked better. Your little man managed to get in for his last visit this year. He was pleased. Oh, what, to the bus museum? Excellent. Yes. So I'm not quite sure when it opens again. But you know, it's been. And do you know, I've been there so many times over the summer. You know, Visit Isle of Wight are doing such a terrible job at telling the world what goes on the island. And, you know, I live in Ryde, and there's so much that happens just in Ryde without the rest of the island. But what I want to do is see if we can start getting a team of youngsters. Caramel. Oh, you like the isn't that a new one, Caramel? Was the Caramel one out before? I saw Caramel. I thought it. No, I saw them. I saw the space that the Caramel ones had been in Iceland. But and I must tell you something about Iceland, folks. April, you believe? Right. Right. So some of you will know I do a lot of shopping in Iceland. Iceland give us oldie folk over 60s. They give us 10% discount on a Tuesday. I have to show I have a bonus card, and I have to show the bonus card to prove that I am an oldie, right? Because obviously before I got the bonus card, I had to prove that I was over 60. I know that I look way younger than but I didn't realise the full extent of the bonus card. I did understand once that you could put money on it and save it, but you know, I prefer to keep my money in the bank and then use it when I need to use it. Orange, chocolate, mint and caramel is the new one. Excellent, yes. But before the caramel one was out, what did you have? It wasn't the orange one, Tracy. I think, was it the plain one? The chocolatey one, I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I forgot what I was saying. Oh, terrible, I'm getting tired. Remind me what I was saying. Bonkers. Talking about the... Oh, no, I know, bonus card. So I then found out the other day, I try and keep up with what Martin Lewis... So over here in the UK, folks, Martin Lewis tries to keep us on top of all the best practices for saving money. He's a money expert. And it's it's Iceland, thank you. And he's a money expert. And so the other day, it flagged up that the different supermarkets have got some good Christmas bonus deals going on. Well, by the time I found out what it was and put it in my family group, me with my children and their partners, the Tesco's one had already gone past, which was a shame because one of my sons uses Tesco's as their main shop, so we'd missed that one. But so if you go on Martin Lewis, the money expert, go on his website, you can find these things. But it came up now this was, oh my goodness, this is a bit how, right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing, because Iceland, so they have a bonus card. If you put money on the card, actually, Kat told me this was nothing to do. This was nothing to do with Christmas bonus. Kath said to me the other day, if you put, Kath and I, we use Top Cashback. Several of you now use Top Cashback because I have managed to gain so much. I'm up to nearly £1,000 cashback on things. Cashback, that's cashback on things I've bought, and it includes 1 or 2 referrals of people I've introduced into the business. so that they sometimes, you know, there's a referral fee. But including the referral fees and the cashback I've had, I'm almost at £1,000 money back that I would not have had if I hadn't been using cashback. And that was in it. So when did I join? 23, 24, a year and a half. Is that a year and a half? I think. I think I've been doing it a year and a half. And, well, I don't know. But £1,000 back in my pocket for things I was buying anyway. And I have changed my habit, so I don't buy much on Amazon anymore. If I can get the things on somewhere, you know, things that I normally would have bought on Amazon, I can get on through Top Cashback, because Amazon's not good with Top Cashback, then that works. But Kath said to me the other day, so normally what I do is I go to Tesco, I go to Iceland on a Tuesday to get my 60%, no, my 10% discount for over 60s. And I buy a top cashback gift card for Iceland and then pay with it in there. But what Kath told me, if you put for every 20, if you load money onto your bonus card, and anybody can do this, if you're over 18, anybody can have a bonus card, not just those of us who are over 60. So this is a good tip for anybody who wants to, you know, who uses Iceland, wants a better deal than the top cashback. Every £20 you put on your bonus card, and you can just top it up. I topped it up online. I think you probably can do it in the store if you want to, but I did it online. You get £1 back for every £20. So you put £20 on the card, you've got then £21 to spend. And of course, if I'm using it on a Tuesday, I then get 10% off my shopping. So you can see how it all stacks up. So I thought, oh, I need to look at this. And you have to do it in 20, you know, you have to put £20 on. You don't get 50p for £10. It's multiples of £20. And what is so good too, when I was buying the gift card, I had to then remember if I'd used all the gift card or not. So, you know, it's about my memory and having to make a note. Did I use all that £50, or is there £2.20 left that I didn't use, or that sort of thing? With the bonus card, it keeps a track of it. So if you use what's on the, you know, so say I've got £40 on my card and I spent £33.20, it will show what's left next time I present the card, or when I go online to top it up. It's there. You know, I haven't got to think, oh my goodness, how much have I got, like I do with the other bits, the other thing. So what I found out though was that they're there through the money expert, Martin Lewis. It said that if you loaded £100 onto your, and not everybody can do this, but you know, I shop through the month and I spend a certain amount through the month, so it's going to be more than £100 through the month. So it made sense if I could put £100 onto the card by the 28th of October, it said. And the £100, I wasn't sure whether you could put some on and then put some more on and make 100, or whether it had to go all on in one go. It was so not clear. Iceland really wasn't very clear. But anyway, you had to put £100 on. So I thought, do it in one go. And so if you put £100 on, automatically you're going to get £5 back, because that's 5 lots of £20. You get £1 for every £20. So you get £5. But if you did the £100 by the 28th of October, and I know that's gone by, but don't worry, keep listening, because they changed it. Right, so I did it by the 28th of October, and immediately I got the £5, the extra bonus showing on my card straight away. But by the 22nd of November, they will put another 15, is it 15 or 10? I think it's £15 Christmas bonus. Was it 15 or 10? I think it was 15. extra bonus will come in because that was an offer that they had if you did that. But I kept looking at it because I wanted to make sure I knew the rules. I didn't want to load £100 on this card and then me not have understood exactly how it was, you know, because I would be really annoyed to put £100 on the card and not totally understand how it went. So I then was scrolling and I was chatting with Kath online and saying, oh, it looked. So I did it, and then it looked somewhere. I think before I did it, it looked like somewhere they changed the date from the 28th of October to loading the card by the 11th of November, which of course we haven't arrived at yet. But I didn't want to take the risk. I found it and then I couldn't find it again. When I went into Iceland, on the window it's still saying 28th of October. So I asked to speak to a manager. A lady came out that I've seen in there before. And she didn't know anything. No, before that, I tried to ring customer services. But I didn't really want to talk to somebody in India who couldn't really speak very much English and hadn't got a clue what I was talking about. So I didn't get the answer I wanted, which is not great for a customer service department, is it? When you're trying to ask a question and you're the customer. No. So anyway, I wasn't going to risk, you know, not getting the right information there. So I asked to speak to the manager. She didn't know. So what she said, and I fully believe her, because, you know, she told me how difficult it is for them sometimes. So she made a note of what I was saying, and they have a sort of like a team meeting with an area manager once a month, I think. So she was going to ask him. This was last Tuesday. So anyway, I had put my £100 on, but then I know what I wasn't sure. If I'd only put the money on the day before, I put it on the 27th. If I spent it on the 28th, would that upset the apple cart? Would that change the rules or anything? I wanted to know. That's really where you know, I just hadn't got the right information and it wasn't available. So I'm hoping that was okay. Anyway, we will see. But what I want to tell you is, if any of you if you shop in Iceland but you don't have a bonus card, get yourself a bonus card, because I have now found the information. It has corrected it. I have found it again. It does say if you load your card with £100 by the 11th of November, you will get the Christmas bonus. And you can use the money you spend. It says you can use the money you spend on the card, you know, because obviously you will want to use it up, obviously, to get your shopping. But I think you don't have to have spent the bonus before Christmas. You can leave the bonus on the card if you want. I mean, I like using it as much as I can. Anyway, what is great now is that I don't have to work out each time how much I'm going to spend in there. I'm just going to whack the money on and get the bonus, you know, get the pound for every £20. So I'll put some on and not worry, you know, about, do I have to make sure I'm nearly there so that I don't risk forgetting I've got money on a gift card? If you understand, I hope you understand what I'm saying here. It's all it's not tricky. I love it. It's a sport. I see it as a sport. Anyway, but I've helped a lot of people save a lot of money. And I've got to get on to Top Cashback, people, because one of my referrals, one of my Golivegranny community, signed up and has hit the so you know, you get a benefit if you sign up through my code, and I get a benefit, but only once you have done a certain amount and gathered a certain amount of cashback. And then so I have got. Are you still? Yes, I'm still live. Yeah, absolutely. I am still live. I am here. You've been out and you're back again. I am. Hazel, that's you I'm talking to. So, yes, we're all still chatting away here. And so I'm talking about cashback over in the UK. So, yeah, so, you know, no, I went on to something else and then I got distracted. Sorry. with the bonus card, anybody can have a bonus card if you're over 18. You don't have to be a pensioner. You get the extra discount if you're a pensioner. But I was saying about the top cashback. Yes. So one of my Golivegranny community has hit the point at which it should pay his commission out and mine, and it hasn't. And I checked with him, and he said no, he hadn't had it. So I'm now going to go to customer services. I've not had to go to customer services much at all with top cashback, but when I did, when I queried something once before that hadn't tracked or hadn't paid out, it was fine. It sorted it. They sorted it for me. So I've just got to message them. And then also my £50 for my train ticket. Do you remember I got on I was delayed an hour because of faffing about with the train. I can't find the ticket, but I can find the receipt, and I'm hoping that they're going to refund me anyway because they didn't get me off the train in time, and actually it will be tracked because when the first passenger assistant didn't turn up to get me off the train, but when the other passenger assistant was trying to get me off the train, he was writing it down and making notes. So there will be notes for Great Western Railway. So I'm gonna finish my email to them and see. I don't know where that ticket's gone. I know I had it when I got on when I was getting on I was going to the hovercraft, because the lady at the hovercraft told me to scan my own ticket, and I said, but and then she got cross with me because I put it on the wrong bit of the machine. I said, well, I'm not paid to do this job. I don't know what I'm doing. She got less shirty with me there. I don't know why she got shirty with me. She was trying to do something over there, and there was nobody serving us over here. And so she said, oh, well, scan your own ticket. Yes, okay, you pay me and I'll scan my own ticket. So whether I dropped it at that point, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to see if I can get my £50 back. It would be great if I did. Phone case. No, I haven't got a case. I've not got one of those sort of cases on my phone, Tracy. So it's not in there. I've had a look round, but I'm going to have another search round. Things turn up in all sorts of places in here. But as I say, I've got the receipt part, and I have got the emails, because I bought the ticket online, and so I think because I'm going down the compensation route rather than just the repay. So there's if you're late, there's the delay repay that you can do, or I think I've told you before that one of the ladies I met in a wheelchair, she said if you're delayed because of a disability, then you can write to them, you can email them and do it a different route, and that's what I'm doing. So I think it will be easier. We'll see. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. So that's the way it is. But in other news, other good things. I'm getting the winter fuel allowance. Had notification that I am, and I qualify for free TV license, and I had written to them to tell them that I was just coming up for my birthday and that I qualified, because you have to certain qualification. I qualified to get it, and then the direct debit went out of my account, and then the next month my direct debit went out of account, and I thought, oh, it's probably taking a while to catch up. So again, you can't ring these people up. You've got to find a way of communicating with them. And I managed to send something somewhere that then, I think there was a chat thing, and then it came back that I might have to wait up to 8 weeks for my refund. So I thought that's fine, because obviously it takes a while. I got a check back. So two amounts went out, so that's only a small amount. I got a check back for £111. And I wasn't expecting that. But of course, I think, do you know, folks, when you pay on direct debit, I think some of it's in advance and some of it's behind. And I'm so confused. I was expecting about £20 back, and I got 111. So I must have already paid part of this license that I now get for free. So I'm not arguing, but I'm not going to try and pay it in on my phone either. Do you remember all that faffing around when I had another cheque and I couldn't actually get the photograph done to pay it in online? So I'm going to pay it in at the post office, as one of you so kindly said, oh, don't you have a post office? You can pay in cheques there. Because, of course, those of you who were watching will remember that I would have to go on a bus to Newport to pay in a cheque. And so, mind you, I think now, I didn't realise, I think they have a Barclays drop-in thing at the town council building. So I could possibly pay it in there. I'm just going to pay it in the post office. It was just as easy to do that. So yes, so I'm pretty pleased about that. Pretty pleased that, you know, so winter fuel and the TV license. You know, there are some advantages to being old. not you know, there's some disadvantages to being old too. The old creaky body, and you know, doesn't work as well as it used to. But I'm not letting it define me. I manage as well as I can. Obviously, I'm not as mobile as I was, and there are difficulties. But you know, you can either sit and mope about those, or you can just get on with life. And you know, I've got a lot of life to get. Well, I want to get on with a lot of life. It depends what's in store for me. But you know, yes, as you get older, you do think more about your own mobility. I do, and talking to other people, they say the same. But you know what? I'm not going to sit and think, oh my goodness, you know, when am I going to go? I'm just going to get on and have as many days as I can have, or as many years as I can have, and enjoy them. You know, and every day I woke up, I think, oh, this is a bonus. You know, it's okay. It's another day and another fun time to be had. And I think that's the best way to look at it. Because, you know, you could worry yourself, you know, you could become a real worrier and worry yourself into an early grave. And there's no point in that. I've had my 70 years and 10. When you say a loss, do you mean a weight loss? I didn't go to Slim. If you mean a weight loss, I didn't go to Slimming World. Oh, that's right. I started that story. It was Thursday when I went to post my grandson's birthday card, and I went down to post the birthday card, and I thought, well, I'll post the card, and then I'll get straight back on the bus and come back again, and then I'll come home, and then it will be about an hour before, about an hour before I went to Slimming World. As I was walking up the road coming back from the bus, and I didn't get the 37, I got the 9, so I had to walk further because the 37 was going to get me back too late, or later. So I was walking up the road, and all of a sudden I felt so tired. I suddenly came over very, very tired just walking up the road, and it was cold too. It was very cold on Thursday. And I got in and I thought, I don't want, even though Slimming World is only at the bottom of my road, as you know, Tracy, I couldn't bring myself to go out again. It was cold, I was tired, and I thought, do you know what? It really doesn't matter whether I go away this week. I'm a bit like that at the moment. I'm sort of plateauing at the moment. I need to make, if I want to lose more, I need to make more effort. But you know what? I don't mind. I'm happy with the weight I'm at, but I also wouldn't mind losing some more. But it was far more beneficial to stay in the warm and sit and rest. When I went out to the post office, I didn't feel like that. I felt full of full of the joys of spring, even though it's autumn. But you're heading to. I should be going in a minute too. Oh, I actually want to watch the knitting program. I'll probably watch that before I go to bed. I like to after I've done a broadcast, I like to have a bit of wind down time. So I think knitting program. I might knit some poppies, a couple of poppies while I watch it. So that would be good. But yes, so right. Hope you sorted your crochet out though, Marjorie. Did you? So as far as the loss this week, Tracy, I don't know whether I did. I'm hovering I'm horrible. And you know, it's so bizarre because one time I will get on the scales and almost, you know, and suddenly there's a few pounds gone off, and then they go on again. It doesn't. I know you're lighter in the morning than you are in the evening, and they do say you shouldn't keep weighing yourself. But it's nice. It's nice to understand and get to know, you know, how. So as I say, I've lost around 4 stone. So you got it all sorted, Marjorie. Excellent. Tracy's saying it's getting dark and miserable and cold by 5 p.m. I don't blame you for not going back out. No. If I hadn't gone out to the post office, I probably would have been okay. But I obviously got, you know, sort of the faff of messing about with the stamp and the queue and the bus being late and all that. It obviously got to me a bit. I don't know. But I know I was much better. It was much better that I didn't go. You know, I had paid for the session, but I don't mind that. I didn't mind because it's not a lot of money. And it was more beneficial that I stayed in the warm, and, you know, and rested. Hello, Finley. Nice to see you. You're coming in at the point where I'm probably going to go in a minute. I'm just thinking, is there anything else I need to tell or whatever? As I say, been a lovely week. Saw my friends and went to the theatre, went out to Hollier's Farm. That was lovely. Just lots of nice things going on. And of course, we've got Christmas things coming up, but also my daughter, I think I said earlier, my daughter had a bit of a plan about, you know, connecting with family members soon and seeing several of them. So I'm going to see if that works in the diary. So I'm going to look at the diary and see about that. I think that will work. I'm looking forward to the Christmas tree festival. I haven't worked out how I'm going to get there. I'm hoping to be able to get lifts because the Christmas tree festival is here on the Isle of Wight. It's lots of Christmas trees in lots of different venues, and to get over there, it's quite a distance by public transport, which means then you've got less time, and then also getting from one venue to the next. They do a shuttle bus between some of the venues. But you know, I'll have to see. I would love to get out there and see and you know, live stream some of the trees, but it's a question of whether I can get there. So that's at the beginning of December. But there's quite a lot of things, you know, events going on. I've told some of the craft people to let me know when the events are, because sometimes I only hear about the events after they've happened. But of course, I'm only one person and I can only be in one place at one time. Even though I try and split myself in more than one, it doesn't work. But everyone is ending their streams because they're going to sleep for the night. Okay. Oh, you've been watching other streams, have you as well, Finley? That's okay. Oh, well, I have been broadcasting since 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. What have I been, how long have I been going? Oh, quite a long time. So I will be winding down. So anybody else got anything to did you get your clocks done too? Yes, I did. I did, Tracy. That was so lucky because you know, the clock changed on just on last Saturday to Sunday, didn't it? And Kath and John popped in on Monday, so my clock was only wrong. Well, and of course John did the one here in the lounge. And I totally forgot about the other one in the other room, but he remembered it, and he went off and he changed it before I even realised what he'd gone to do. So it's so nice having people sorting me out. So that's good. And then, yeah, that's, yes. So all very good. And who knows what this week will bring. Well, first of all, I'm looking forward to seeing who the directors are of Visit Isle of Wight. And whether that's even been run properly, that voting procedure, because it didn't look like. And of course, don't forget, they sent out a postcard to tell people to vote, but they emailed them all as well. So they spent over £1,000 on postcards to tell people to vote that they'd told them online to vote. So crazy stuff. But, you know, we know that, don't we?
Your clocks changed last night. Oh, right, ours changed last week. Oh, Finley's been over on TikTok. I don't do anything much on TikTok. I have got a TikTok account, but I'm over here more than over there. And I've actually been trying to make sure that I'm downloading my Facebook's lives and putting that. I've got a load of them up on YouTube, but I haven't made them public yet because I like to put all the blurb in, and I just must get on and do some of that. Have I got a quiet week? Well, I'm going to craft. Oh, well, as you know, I'm coming over to East Cowes tomorrow night. I don't think I've got a lot on this week. I think it might be fairly quiet week. Quiet week in not going out, which means I can get a lot of craft stuff done, because there's quite a lot of craft stuff that I want to do. So, okay. Oh, so do you not... wait a minute. Do you not have your clocks changed? Wait a minute, our clocks changed last night. Oh yeah, our clocks changed last week, but Heather is in the States, so hers changed different time. Ours changed last week, hers changed last night. So there we go. We're on different times, and I don't keep up with all of that. It's as much as I can keep up to do with knowing what happens in the UK, and I leave it to the rest of you to tell me. I think I'm going to wrap up, and probably going to go and make myself a hot drink, and then I'm going to watch that program, the wool program. I've forgotten what it's called. I was going to say Isle of Wool, but no, that's Helen's shop. Helen's shop is Isle of Wool, but the wool program, and I'm sure I will enjoy that. And I wish you all a lovely week. Yes, as Vivian's just saying that, have a good week. And happy birthday to Heather for Friday. Happy birthday to Jennifer, that's Elizabeth's daughter, on Thursday. Any other birthdays, do let me know. Thank you. Yes, we'll have hopefully I will have a peaceful and sweet sleep. But I'm just going to, as I say, I'm going to have a wind down first. So, and then I think the Halloween stuff will be gone. Halloween is coming. Halloween is come and has gone. So next week, who knows what, and if I sit over here, I can build stuff up there more easily than if I sit over there. So I might try and make it decorative for you for Christmas. We might start Christmas, or we might start something. Oh, and we did some autumn. I think I told you we did some autumn crafts with the people at the community cuppa. And some of those people had very basic skills. So I based it on what I would do with children. And actually, it looked really lovely. I've got pictures of. I must put the pictures up of the display that went up in the window. I think it went. Yes. So the display went up, and it looked really good from what I saw. And so we're going to see whether they want a Christmas display in there as well. But apart from that, I don't think I haven't got as far as I know, I haven't got a busy week, but who knows what other people, no, I haven't got a busy week other than I've got 14 chocolate orange covers to do, and I've got various other bits and pieces that I want to do. But apart from that, it'll be fine. I just pace myself. And the thing is, I can do what I can do. And if it doesn't get done, it's not love. So I will probably fall asleep in my hair. Wait a minute. In my chair, I think you mean. I was thinking fall asleep in my hair. I haven't got a wig on. This is just, no, you mean fall asleep in my chair. I think I probably will. And you know what? I sleep better in the chair than I do in my bed. Sometimes when I go to bed, I can't get to sleep. Sometimes when I'm over there, I just fall asleep without even thinking about it. So I bet I will. But I'll see. Anyway, thank you all for joining me again and chatting away and, keeping each other company. That's brilliant. Oh, you did edit it. Oh, you edited it. It says chair on here. It didn't come. It didn't. I guessed what you meant. First of all, I didn't, and then I did. But it's obviously, you may have edited it, but I think the spooks, I think that the ghosts and they've had a game with it. Anyway, love you and leave you. Thank you everybody for joining us. Tracy, hopefully I might see you tomorrow, and hopefully I will remember to bring your present and your card. If anything happens and I don't go, I don't know why I won't. I don't know what would happen unless I was ill. That's all. But hopefully I will see you tomorrow, and the rest of you, I will see you next week. All being well. Have a lovely time. Bye.